What's up, everybody? Welcome to AllGas Podcast. I'm Kevin.
I'm Factor.
And I'm Rob.
Today, this is our guest for the episode.
Show, man.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
coming
sitting down.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.
I guess we'll start out with how we normally do with an introduction of our guest, where he's been, what he's gotten started. I mean, everything you want to tell.
How did you get started?
Right? When did you get started? Where you got started? How you got started?
Shit. I got started probably about 10 years, 12 years, something like that. I was about 16. I got two cars. So I was born in San Jose, and then I moved to a small town called Los Banos. Probably about 2.5 hours from here or something like that. So I got into friends with three guys, Mike, Freddie, and Jeremy. They're from down there. One of them's got like a 10-second CRX, daily driven. It's fucking super clean. But I was the youngest, they're a lot older than me. So when I started hanging out with those guys, I mean, they were taking me everywhere to all the street meets and all that stuff up there. So I just got kind of got into it, you know. So I bought my first car, which was an '89 CRX SI. It was a B16 swap.
Why does everyone start out with a CRX? I swear!
Bro, it's the cheapest shit you can find.
Everyone starts out with a CRX, though. That's
So
crazy.
you know what he said? He just said the same thing that Ryan did, that you started going out with some older homies.
Yeah.
And we are bad influences. Seriously bad influences. Taking little kids with us.
Hey, that's
Hey,
cool.
but look, we all turned out good, right?
Yeah, it worked out.
I don't know about
Kept
that
us
good.
off the
Well, I do what I tell my mom. I could be doing drugs.
Exactly,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
You are doing a drug. You're doing cars.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt my body. You want me to go smoke, you want me to go smoke some meth or race?
I don't sport drugs.
So I bought a CRX. Mind you, I didn't even know how to drive manual at the time, bro. So my uncle took me to go buy it. I used my financial aid money from college, bro.
See what I tell you?
Yeah,
It's just as bad as meth.
I'm not even joking. I got my financial aid money. Then we went to go pick that up in Atwater. No registration, no exhaust, so we towed it, right? I don't know how to drive manual, so I was like, he was like, you want to test drive it? I was like, nah. I wasn't gonna embarrass myself. I'm like, nah. Just load it up.
Looks good.
Yeah, load it on the trailer for me. So he actually loaded it up on the trailer for me, and then I would take it out the driveway when my uncle's at work. So I'm trying to embarrass myself for them, you know. And that's kind of how I got started. Like I said, hanging out with those guys, and next thing you knew, it was like the motor's coming out, doing LSV tech, learned how to drive manual. Got my license.
You gotta learn how to drive it first,
Yeah.
right?
I was like, we had the Del Sol first car. Like 11.6 first car. Learned how to drive manual with fucking twin disc. That was fun.
Yeah, and then, and no, I didn't go to college, so I just went for the money, bro. I got the money out. And that's kind of how I got started, man.
That's cool. What's your current setup?
Right now, I'm building a 95 coupe, JBRE long block, sport four-wheel drive car,
Okay.
top to bottom. Actually going to Chad Barber in a couple weeks for a 25 5K.
Okay.
Shout out Chris Performance.
Good choice.
Thank you. Safety was a big thing for me. After talking to a few guys from down south who are actually going that, fast. Omid, Red Rum, I don't know if you guys follow him.
Yeah.
Me and him had a good conversation. Me and him are super cool. So after he got in his accident with the last car, I don't know if you guys know, but he was knocked out for 4 minutes in the car. People died. He was like done, you know. There was a lady actually across the barrier that saw him, like hunched over, wasn't moving, and she started falling. She was freaking out. So she had her husband jump the fence and run over and go check on him and stuff because she didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
You know? And after that, he kind of pushed me to just, because it was a 10-point cage already. I was literally ready to paint the car and start putting everything back together and go racing. And he kind of was the one who, like, just do it right the first time, bro, because
Safety is
safety,
yeah,
bro. Especially when you got plans to go that fast, you're gonna have to do it anyways. Just get it over with and be safe, you know.
What's your goal with the car?
I'm gonna give you guys
Horsepower.
Oh, yeah, horsepower.
Let's go. Horsepower goes first.
I want to make a little over 1,000.
Yeah.
You just want that one.
I
That
want the
1K.
1,000. Yeah. If I see a 1,000.
Once that 4
HP,
digits.
that's what you want.
Yeah. ET wise, I'm gonna tell you guys 8.3, but then I have something I want to go faster.
That's your
Oh, yeah.
goal is to go 8.3?
That's your number you want to hit.
Okay.
What's the fastest you went in your own car?
Dude, my car went, every pass went 10.02, 10.04, 10.06. Never fucking, that was my three, that was
Like
my,
your
that was
fucking
it.
car.
I should
Stays-
never
just
move,
stays.
bro.
This
Just
motherfucker
like-
ran, what, 3 events? 12.5, 12.5, 12.5, 12.5, 12.6, 12.5, 12.6.
I didn't have not a single event where it went faster or slower. It was that.
That's crazy.
I did just break my personal record though. I'm 12.2 now.
Give me some.
I'm 110.
Fast as a stock focus. Hell yeah.
Don't watch my don't watch my video I posted on Instagram because I'm racing a 9-second and 10 he walks by me just like, boom, I'm like, well, you should do my video.
Right.
There goes my GoPro footage. I still post it anyways.
Oh, shit.
Nah, that was funny.
Oh, so, I don't know.
8.3.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's something. What, let's talk events. What events do you, is there any event that you,
You're at every event.
I was
You
gonna
go to
say,
every event.
that's how I knew who you were. Like when we actually sat down and said who we want to have on one of these episodes, who we want to sit down with, I had said your name because I was like, I don't know a whole lot about him. I don't know everything he's done, but I know I've seen him at every single
That's why I
event
said, I don't know,
been to.
dude, but I've seen him at every event that I've been to.
Yeah.
Even events I don't go to, I see him, him in the background or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So I know you be moving.
I generally love this shit, like on a serious note.
Yeah.
Like I find, like you said, I could be doing bad shit on
Yeah,
the
you
street,
could
but
be doing
this shit I enjoy, you know?
Yeah.
And I just have a good group of friends. Whether it's not me racing, it's always like
Well, I was
my
gonna
buddy,
say.
like my buddy Jeff. you
Yeah,
know?
I was gonna say I always see you in the staging lanes with Noel, Jack. I mean, anybody.
Yeah.
You're always in the staging
You're
lanes with
always- you're always
somebody.
helping someone out.
So when it was my car, it's always like, hey yo,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
racing this event. Cool, I'll be there. I'll be at your house, whatever.
Yeah.
And so we roll out, and it's never like, yo, it's $20 for your ticket. I'm covering who's coming with me because
Yeah.
they're helping me, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the way I work with my friends.
Oh,
so-
excuse me.
This is my crew chief. I gotta pay. Fuck.
Who paid DRN?
Oh.
I don't know.
I got the email receipts.
So this last year, I didn't have my car, so it was more like Jeff and Berto, the all-wheel drive car.
Yep.
And often it was both of them. So Hussein, our motor car, he was like, here, I hop in one truck, I drop in the other, so we could help drive and shit wherever we were going. But it's like, if it's not my car, it's somebody else's car that's going to be there. And so we just have that good support where they're there for me if I need them, or vice versa. You know? Like my first event was Reading in the EG that I had. And they weren't going to let me run no more because I didn't have no tail lights. It wasn't supposed to be a night event, that's the problem.
Oh.
And I had just finished the car just so I could make that event.
Yeah.
And the problem is it started raining before the event started, and then we had like a 2-hour layover until they dried everything, got everything ready.
Oh, fuck.
So I ended up moving the event later in the day, and they were gonna let me run. Thankfully, he's like, all right, last pass, you gotta get lights back, or you're not coming back to the lanes. So as soon as I pulled back, he told that to Jeff. As soon as I pulled back, Jeff's already got wiring, so we're wiring it up. We're going direct, bro. It's gonna stay on. It's all right.
Hell
So,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's just shit like that. It's like
That's dope.
why
That's good.
I push to be there. You know what I mean? So
That's how it should be.
That's dope. That's how you become successful. Because people don't understand that it's a team effort.
right.
You can't do this all by yourself, no matter how. Like that's what I've noticed. Like even adding him, like being around him, has been a major help to my program.
Yeah.
And then even having like my little nephew being just there to help with the smaller stuff, change tires. He's not the greatest.
No.
He's 12.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
He's learning.
I mean, 2 lug nuts is better than none.
Yeah. Different story, but as a team, it helps to have, and I got my team too. But being the more advanced one, they can't. It's not like talking shit, but they can't really offer a lot. But they do.
Right.
But they offer their help.
Right.
Around the shop and doing stuff like that. They're really like more the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Whereas you're behind the scenes and on the front lines,
Right.
whereas they don't really know about the front lines.
Yeah.
I'm learning this from OGs and other guys too.
Yeah.
But I'm trickling that game down to them too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I understand how point.
Yeah. And I think at the point, no offense to street cars that drive there and race and whatnot, it's a different story when you got a race car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The time, like you said, that goes on the back, in the behind the scenes that people don't see.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Well, that's like my car, like just recently went to Drag Race Nationals. I smogged my car legit.
The week before?
So I
don't know
had
if I'd
less
say
than a week
legit,
to
but-
pull. I mean, it had a single cam. It had a stocking.
What's in it now?
I don't know about that one.
Still got that smog. We can take it
now
through the ref
converted
right
to a
now.
race car, alright? But the behind the scenes, I had to have my buddies come help me pull the single up, put the new one in, help me do things and buckle everything down.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't see that behind the scenes, and then especially, it's different from building it to go to the street and to go to the track.
Way different.
Well,
Changing
that's
a lot
how
of
it was
things
for
that you gotta
DRN.
change.
I mean, I remember being on the phone with him Wednesday. Man, I don't know if we're gonna make it. I don't know if we're gonna make it. I'm gonna call the team. Team came over, helped him knock it out, and he was Thursday. He was like, "All right, we're good. We can go now."
Yeah.
I was stressed, and I was like, dude, I have so much to do, like I don't know what to do. So I just asked I put in my group text, yo, I need hands. Next thing you know, later on that night, 4 of my boys are there, they all just put helping throwing, doing everything. So it makes a big part to have a team.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's dope.
What do you think is the best event you've ever been to?
Oh, World
Track
Cup.
wise or event wise or
World Cup.
yeah?
Nothing like it, bro.
I'm jealous.
It's, I tell anybody, if you can't go to an event at all year, try to make that one event. You can't go as a spectator,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, or even racing. You save up your money, go to that event, bro. That event it's nothing like it. The atmosphere, the people.
Was this year your first year?
Nah, I went last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
You think there's any event or any potential of having an event like World Cup on the West Coast?
I think there is.
I know there'll never be a World Cup,
Right,
but
right. I think there's a potential of an event being huge. I think we just got to find the right track or right time. So you can't do Bakersfield in the middle of summer. And nobody's trying to race
Came
it.
to Vegas a bit.
Yeah, you're not trying to race in 120
I remember
weather.
that one.
You know what I'm saying? That wasn't good for the cars, but the spectators or
Yeah.
Yep.
or
That's
us
not
as
good for
drivers.
anything in it all
Anybody,
around.
yeah. Start with the bikini contest.
T-shirt contest.
Yeah, you know.
Um,
Not if it looks like that H2O event.
I think
I was thinking that, but I didn't know it's talking
I think I water buffalo.
shit, but man, I
uh,
might not be the most pimping dude around, but I can get some girls y'all be smelling.
Right, just
I mean, Instagram is full of them, bro.
Right.
You didn't have to go to Southside Stockton.
Oh, man.
I think ideal track would probably be like Sonoma.
Yeah.
But like Chad said, that they don't understand.
That's the problem.
That's the
They do. Kind of.
It's hard to get in there, bro. That's the problem.
They don't, okay, if you go look at their calendar is so stacked up with other big events, there's no way to get our event in there.
Yeah.
So the only way that you can get an import into Sonoma is to go in another event. So like a fast forward event or a TNT
No, but
or
I'm saying what Chad said in his episode was that they don't want us to have a whole
Nope.
event.
No.
They're put up so hard, it'd be so hard to get an event.
Yeah.
So like, because you asked him, where can we have an event? He said,
Yeah,
Sonoma.
oh yeah.
I just,
Yeah,
that would
I
be
agree.
the ideal track
Right.
because of the
Right.
setup and the way
Right.
their equipment and everything.
But another problem with that track also is almost how Fontana was. They'll out tech you. You'll go to Sonoma and they want your car to basically be a
Legit.
fucking showroom car
yeah.
at the track.
Right.
You can't have any issues.
So you come to SAC, you can
Yeah,
go
right.
8 and not have a single case. You're good, you know?
You make one pass and they're like,
We broke her out of this.
oh, yeah.
Can't have all speed license or
I'm
can't do it
not
in
gonna
LA.
lie, there's been a text where you pull up, he was like, what class you running? This class? He's like, okay, cool.
Yep. Don't
Here's
even
your
take,
check.
don't take.
Didn't even pop your hood. I'm like,
No.
go back to the, hey, don't even worry about all that stuff that you're worried
Yeah,
about.
put
You
it
didn't
away.
even pop your
Yeah.
hood. Just go.
I ain't got a helmet. Let's go.
So, but I mean, if it's not Sonoma, Bakersfield or Vegas would probably. Vegas just because of the scenery.
Have you been to Vegas' new track?
I haven't
Since the rebuild?
I haven't since the rebuild.
Hey, going next month?
Still up in the air.
Yeah.
Still debating. The all-wheel drive car, we wanted to take it out and try to get that 7 this year. But we're debating if we want to take the chance out in Vegas or just start the refresh process, get ready for next year. So
Yeah.
Cars
It's a tough call.
yeah,
Especially since no one knows what's going to be
the weather,
weather.
that's a problem. And Vegas is so
Yep.
iffy. Dude. It could
Yeah.
be sunny, and the next thing you know, boom,
Yep.
you're done. You know?
But he doesn't live too far from here though.
No, it's closer for him.
Yeah.
I think it's like 6 hours.
Yeah, it's not too bad. What so I'm guessing since World Cup would be the best one you've been to, that's where you strive to be your car.
That's my goal.
Your top race that you want to run at is World Cup.
That's why I feel if I can go 8-3 here in California and have it run multiple times at that time, I can go over there. Yeah. I can't say I'm gonna win or be top dog or top 10 or whatnot, but at least I can get in the field.
But that's competitive.
Yeah, that would be
8-3 is
competitive.
competitive.
Exactly. As long as you don't break.
Right. Exactly.
Everybody else breaks over there.
Exactly. I don't want to go over there and then have nothing but problems and not be able to.
What do you?
Well, a lot of that comes with tuning though too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Prep and tuning. As long as you have your tuner there, or at least remotely there, you should be alright. I mean, you know the difference in air qualities and all that shit.
That's kind of what Saucepot was talking about recently. Shout out Saucepot. Was that you can't just make one test hit. That we were doing that it was changing so during the day, and you have to have your tuner there. Like whereas I tuned my car 3 years ago. I'm saying, dude, I cannot literally go there and expect to be make the same pass over. Yeah, you're not going to do that. You got to have your tuner making adjustments for the track right then and there.
Well, that's the crazy part with those type of events. That's an all day, multiple day event. Yeah. Is you really are having weather changes between morning and night, and then also between Thursday and Sunday. Where here you have 1 day events. Fucking throw a tune in and you'll be fine throughout the whole day.
Well,
you probably won't make,
close enough.
Yeah, you probably won't make your best number, but you'll be okay to run.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah, the first 2 days we got there was like ridiculously humid, dude.
Yeah.
And then we got the second day we got like a tornado warning or some shit. Yeah, it was raining, but it was super humid. It was super hot.
See, and that was one of the things I was talking about with Sauce is, do you think that World Cup could be a better event if it was earlier in the year?
No.
No?
I think people go there for the temperature, for the DAs.
Yeah.
Dude, they're getting like negative 3,000
DAs.
Yeah. It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's literally cold. I had double socks on.
But they're also fighting the weather. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's one of the things we were also talking about, where you're running right now, you're running fans and ice boxes. Right. Over there, you're running fucking heaters and, you know.
If you watch the videos and you watch the live, you see everybody's all bundled up.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah.
You know,
Eskimos.
Yeah. Beanie, sweater, long sleeve, pants, double socks. Like right now, I'm still cold. You know?
And that's the cool thing, though. I mean, you would think about if they ever did a rebuild with them being as big a track as they are, doing a heated track almost like how Z-Max is.
That would be sick.
You know what I mean? Because then you would never have any of those issues.
Yeah.
You would still have a cold car, but you wouldn't have the track problems.
Yeah, that would be sick. I've seen cars struggling a little bit to fire up just because how cold it was. But I think the reason why World Cup is so successful is because it gives racers all year to test, try out new things. So when it comes to World Cup, they're already dialed in. At least for enough to get there and be able to race. You know what I'm saying? And then they make the adjustments there.
Okay.
How do you feel about the rules of World Cup?
Well, that's what I was going to say too. Is because like you know the big topic is fuel, and if you look at like a lot of the JVRE, you know. Marshall's got. Did Norris even run?
Yeah. Norris ran. He did go 8-7 or 8-8.
Yeah, I think he went 8-8.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
So, but the thing is they didn't seem, to me, from what I've seen, it didn't seem like everybody was as consistent as like they were for the rest of the year.
Right. Well, that's because they run Sauce all year, then they run M1 at the event.
No,
they run Sauce. They can't run Sauce at the event.
A True Street, those guys were.
Yeah, no, they were True Street.
Yeah.
No, not more. I'm just talking about the guys who are running Sauce.
Yeah.
And then also the leads into my question was, I seen a lot of it, to me I felt watching it, was a lot of the imports were having problems. And could that have been a fuel issue? Because it was more than one car, and I seen having problems. That's what I was wondering. Could it have just been like a fuel issue, do you think?
I mean, I could see that being a problem. I mean,
and I don't mean like running Sauce, I mean running like just the fuel at like running M1, like, because don't you have to run their fuel?
VP.
Yeah, VP. It has to be a VP can.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, is some people might not run VP all year, and then they switch over to the gas and it's going to change.
I can see that. I can see the temperature being a problem too when it comes to nitro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That plays a big part in nitro mix. So I can see that being a problem too. Like I said, it's the coldest event of the year, so I'm sure that a lot of those guys were adjusting to warmer temperatures before. So, plus nitro is not, that's just that's just not to play with. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just crazy. So, but I don't know. I think I'm kind of disappointed in seeing Jason change the rules for TV when he went.
I called it.
I knew it was gonna happen.
They made that pass. I go, nope. There goes Nitro. It's done.
When it so I went out there to World Cup with Sam P from SP Garage. So him and TV are like really cool boys, right? So when we go out there, we chill with TV. So we already knew it was going down the moment TV won, right? We left as soon as you crossed. We're like, all right, we're out. It was too cold. We were trying to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
So we left, but then on our way back to the hotel, that was a conversation. Like, oh, well, rules are changed next year. But I just find it's going to be way too hard for B Series all motor on their fuel to even compete with a K Series, bro. Let alone with the 9.
I don't know because
let alone with the 9.0 car.
I don't know because the way he was discussing it, I was reading all those comments between him and dumbass Luke. He was saying that you could almost do the same thing on sauce that you can on a Q16 fuel or C16 fuel.
No.
He swears to God you can. Go back and read that.
I believe it.
He swore to God that it was.
But there's no way. Otherwise, people would be running C16 and not.
Yeah.
Trying to mix fuels. You know what I'm saying?
What's the fastest B Series on M1 that you guys know?
It'd be
Might be.
Series, isn't it?
Might be TV still. I could be wrong. Because he was B Series before he went J.
Yeah.
But no, there's new records. Because what was Chaplin? Did it?
It was on
So was he on sauce?
Well, I'm pretty sure he
was.
went 9.2.
Yeah.
So my thing is, okay, if you even look at the K Series cars on M1, they're doing 9.4s.
I think the fastest is 9.3.
Right.
Like 9.3, 9.4, right?
I think
they
9.3
keep
is
them
the
dialed
fastest.
in to get that point. Right. Because think about back when March was 9.2, they're doing 9.5, 9.6s.
Right.
And then 9.4, 9.3, now they're starting to trickle down. Right. But where's B Series sit on that level?
It's far from it.
And M1, it's far from it. You know what I mean?
So
maybe I think you're gonna get a 9.9 pass, 9.8 pass to a 9.3,
right.
9.4.
And you can't go 9.9 and then line up next to a Camaro or something that went like 9.0, like
with the throttle stop.
That's not. That's not gonna work, bro. You know.
Yeah,
I think personally, I know a big deal was with Luke and 4-piston when they got rid of the billet head because it wasn't a factory head, right? I think it would be more fair to say, okay, you guys can run a certain percentage of nitrous. We'll allow K Series to run the billet head now.
Yeah.
That kind of, but still on M1. Now we kind of even up.
Now you kind of balance out the fuel a little more.
Hey, we're reducing a little bit of the fuel.
Because I imagine TV had a shitload of sauce in that.
Yeah. I think he said something like 90%.
No, it was 83 or 85%. Because we had talked about it right after it happened. I had asked him, I said, because everyone was so curious. No one knew what fuel he was on when he broke the record. And we were talking about it, so I hit him up and I was like, hey, what fuel are you actually running? I was like, are you close to 100? Or he was like, no, I'm at like 83 or 85%. He was like 100 or even close to 100 you can't do. He's like, it's too hard.
Yeah.
He's like, you'll run through motors every pass. So, I don't know.
So maybe gave the K Series the bill ahead. And then
let them run like an 80% or like a 75% maybe?
On B Series? Yeah.
But is that billet head really going to make that big of a difference though?
That's the problem. They never got to test it because it was banned from the event.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
why not test it anywhere else other than just World Cup? Why go to somewhere like World Cup to test?
Texas.
Why?
Texas makes all the records.
Because why would
Sorry.
I mean, why would I mean, I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to sit there and be taking on head off, on and off all the time. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying though, if you were to,
plus you really don't.
It's almost like the fucking the Speed Factory car. He brought this up to me, and it's a good point. Why are you going to go to an event like World Cup just to test? They had a brand new transmission, never been used, and they tested World Cup.
In the video that they posted, that they were saying that they picked it up the day before.
Yeah, I seen that.
It's kind of like
it was
mailed dope, but that's okay. Like, hey, let's get testing all the year and then ship me the final product.
Well, they have nothing to prove, but someone like 4-piston or something like that that's not at the top of their game has something to prove. They should be testing those throughout the year.
Yeah, I think that I just think that was kind of like they still do their thing in the Speed Factory. But I still think, personally, the way I run, I would like to be a little bit more prepared. But I guess if you got money and sponsors and all that, it doesn't matter.
I say that game.
They still ran fucking fast as shit.
Yeah.
So what am I? I'm just dumbass off your shit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you had a 0 to your car, and that's how many horsepower they have.
Yeah.
Like, that's the crazy part. That shit's.
I think for the 4-piston guys, probably because they're more of a business. They got enough clientele that they don't need to have their personal car out there.
Yeah.
So for them to be able to be testing costs money. And then,
Yeah.
But then they're so busy in the shop that they can't take a day off or 2 days off or whatnot to go test it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I mean, they obviously seen some benefits of doing that bill ahead for them to even waste it. Bill it. That head ain't gonna
Yeah,
be cheap.
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure.
So
Well, that's how Ocean's cars. Ocean's
Right.
whole fucking motor
Build
built.
everything.
Built transmission, built fucking dog, everything.
cheap.
Everything built.
It ain't cheap. You know
That
what I mean?
car's
So
fucking nuts.
they
But see, that's another thing. Once he gets that car dialed in, are they going to make now rules of no billet this, no billet that, because he's got billet everything, and all-wheel drive is going to change the fucking world?
Unless he if he blows everybody's doors off like TB did, I see it coming.
I think it
They're
might
gonna
be.
restrict
Oh,
him
I mean,
somehow.
he's, what, 2 events in, and he's already 7.7s?
I think-
On a B-Series?
I think it's gonna be hard to fight that though because most of the K-Series guys are on billet with diffs, billet transfer casing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Some of them on billet casing, transfer casing
Oh yeah.
already. So it's gonna be hard to fight that. But I could see them making a point about the block maybe.
He's got a
The
billet
head,
block,
yeah.
billet head,
Maybe
carbon
about the
drive
whole-
lines,
yeah, yeah.
fucking billet
Yeah.
training. I
Yeah.
mean, his car is
I can see
nuts.
it. But I don't know. That's just my take on the all-motor thing. Maybe give the billet head a chance, let them run it,
Yeah.
lower the nitro percentage on the B series, and allow it to be a little more competitive.
Yeah,
If
I
that
know.
guy don't have the throttle stop, you think he goes faster than I know?
What?
That Camaro?
Oh, I'm sure one would.
Exactly.
That's the thing. A lot of that I've learned over my racing fucking time, whatever. A lot of these muscle cars, because like even when we went to Fontana, I checked every V8 that we raced for a throttle stop. Because most of those guys
After
that
walking to the pitch, I was hearing guys go, "Well, I'm gonna take off my throttle stop and add some time."
Yeah,
in." I'm like,
most
"Hold on."
bracket racers bracket race, that's what they do. They'll dial their car in for a 9.0, so they stay at that
No,
number.
no, right.
Yeah.
I mean, or they tune it up or fucking add time, take out time, whatever. They can tune those cars faster. I mean, I don't know about that exact car, but
Right.
just on a,
Generically speaking.
yeah.
So that say you can go fast. You say you can go eights in that car without a throttle stop. TV's going eights. That billet head allows them to go eights. Now we have 8-second on motor class. Now you tell me that's not fucking badass.
Yeah.
No, that's
You know what I'm saying?
dope.
That's always been my complaint with World Cup is there's so many restrictions.
Yeah.
Like there's with that weather being so perfect and that track being nice, they limit themselves now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's-
Yeah, but they're also trying to level the playing field
Yeah.
in a sense.
Change classes. Have more classes than just True Street and Wild Street. It's almost like how
Yeah.
like H-Day has all-wheel drive, sport front-wheel drive, fuck all modes, AMP. Like they have multiple classes. It's not just Wild Street, True Street. You know what I mean? It's you have more options to run that stuff.
Yeah.
And that could be the thing too with the all motor. Like if you go to World Cup, have one that's True Street, or Wild Street, whatever, that you can run all the nitro you want and run that 8.7
Yeah.
I can see that.
instead of limiting your cars because now you're really having all these racers show up. Well, here you are. Here's your 9-second whole event.
Yeah.
When all these cars are capable of 8, 7, 6s, and
Right.
everyone's running the same number.
Right.
So,
I,
hey,
I understand Jason's point, trying to make
Oh,
it
yeah.
a close race so everybody sees good ass.
Oh, yeah.
But like you said, why limit the race, especially when you're driving across country to go race
Yep.
an event? Like, bro, I'm trying to go fast.
oh yeah,
You know?
Yeah, you're
I-
trying to go.
Well, you're trying to break numbers.
You're trying to go numbers.
yeah. That's the point of us going all the way over there because
We
the
don't
tracks
have that
here, we
here.
don't have that
Yeah.
opportunity.
Hell
You
no.
know what I'm saying?
no, I mean, we were talking about that with Albert and Jamie. Jamie was talking about that one day with Albert's car. He was like, I was watching his car on tune at SAC. He was like, dude, that shit looks like us driving out on the freeway. He was like, that track is shit.
See, they know.
Yeah, and it sucks because like we were saying for the World Cup, there are no tracks here that are capable.
Yeah.
Other than Sonoma and sometimes Fontana and sometimes Bakersfield.
My downfall with Fontana is the cutoff, the shutdown area.
Yeah.
The shutdown area is so small.
Yeah.
Fontana,
Yeah.
and it's unstable.
Yeah.
I
There's
don't-
cracks. There was a groove.
I was
On
out
the
like
left
the
lane
groove.
there was a groove, and like I wasn't like paying attention really, and all of a sudden, cause I just thought it was a black lane, and all of a sudden it sucked me. I'm like, oh shit, okay. And that's why I came back. I was like, yeah, left lane kind of sucks. There's a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
shutdown
Well,
here.
that's the thing is I talked to, so when those East Coast guys came down for the DRN event in
Mhm.
Fontana, that was really the only complaint I got, was that the shutdown lane. A lot of them were claiming they were letting off early. two shut down fast enough. You know what I mean? But I mean, the thing about it, Trampoline went 8-2, I think.
Yeah, he went 8-2 there.
So that goes to show you the track.
It's capable.
It's capable.
Yeah.
We just got to get the cars there. You know what I mean?
The track was good. I like the track.
Yeah.
It was just my shitty.
Yeah, the track's good.
That was my shitty ass day for that.
So.
I couldn't even take gear.
Do you think we could get more people here from the East Coast or even from the South or whatever? Would it take bigger payouts or would it take better racers on the West for them to actually be against? You know what I mean? Because how many people here, how many racers here are actually in their class? You know what I mean?
What far?
That's what I'm saying.
There's so many.
You know what I mean? They come here, they race 2 people.
Right.
Or they just stay there
Well,
and
for
race.
instance, let's say you finish your car and you go 8:30s next year, right? In the first 3 events, right? Okay. Who's going to be your real competition? Fat Kid. I'll give you one.
Shout out to my boy Fatty. I see you.
Shout them.
Fat.
Hopefully we're going to get them
TV.
on if they win this next IFO.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
You got Fat TV.
Jason.
No,
Jason.
but Turbo class. Because is TV going to run in the same class as him?
World Cup, yeah.
Well, actually.
I'm just saying, it's
That's what I'm saying. There's no one really that's really competitive in
Jason
that.
Parks.
Yeah, that's.
But,
that's what we got.
but are you going to
Danny-
race your car Sacramento?
No.
No?
I'm trying to avoid. I'm gonna try.
Oh, we don't even know what that track's going to be there anyway.
Right, that's the thing.
But I'm just saying, it's like Jason doesn't bring his car up
Right.
anywhere. I haven't really seen
Right.
anyone besides Bakersfield.
Jason's never gone north of Bakersfield.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, even in going south,
I might try Sac, but another. I mean,
Just as a tune,
yeah, just
basically.
to try it out. This car that it'd be sketchy to go that fast.
that's right.
Yeah, we. I think was it Greg that I think I was talking to Greg about that. Either Greg or Albert. I was talking to one of the Sinister guys, and they were talking about that. They were like, "Sac is scary. It sucks getting to those speeds in Sac."
Oh, absolutely. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Man.
I think the only other person other than them would be John, but John, that car is so. He's had issues with that car.
John.
Speed Stars?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
That car is definitely an 8-second car, but he has had issues with that car.
I know he's testing out a few things. John's super cool dude. Me and him
Yep.
talk a lot.
Yep.
You know a lot of people.
Oh, dude, I try.
You know everybody.
Yeah, I try to be cool with everybody, you know. He's super cool, man.
No,
like I said,
John's a legit dude.
But
Yeah.
that's all, but my point is that there's no real competition, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But maybe if you, that's was something going to bring up something that I was going to talk about earlier. Talk about Texas. Do you think that in the TV versus Luke stuff, now people are posting that they wanted, like if you look at the comments, people are saying they would, they want a confirmation. Yo, is this happening? Because I'm going to buy my ticket now to go there. Do you think negativity kind of helps fuel our sport a little bit?
Absolutely.
Oh, it definitely does.
Absolutely. To a certain degree.
So
though.
go run your 8-3, let's talk some shit.
Let's go. I'm ready when you guys are.
No, it definitely does. It sucks. It sucks that it can't just be a friendly, I'm faster than you type shit, and it's got to be a fuck you, I run faster shit. It kind of sucks that
You
it's
think
that way,
kinda
but
like a maybe a Norris and JVRE kind of thing, where it's like they to me it kind of seems like they're cool, but they just play cool. To be humble in a sense.
no, I think Pepsi and Norris are actually decently cool with each other.
Yeah, they've been around each other for so many years, but they're also rivals. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're gonna have a rival where you're going heads up for somebody. They were the 2 top in that class. I mean,
I think when it gets competitive, when there's shit talking when it comes to competitive level, like your car's shit, bro.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
That's cool. I think when it gets started getting personal,
Yeah.
or when you start talking down about somebody else's product,
Or you start bashing the company because
bro, he's doing his job, just like you're doing your
Yep.
job.
Yeah.
Line up the cars. That's what
Let the cars talk.
Let the cars talk.
Yep.
No, that's just my take.
Oh no, I agree 100% with that. That's how I feel. I think it's cool to have a competitive attitude,
Yeah.
but when it starts becoming issues to where you're fucking fighting in the pits because I just beat you, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
stupid.
You be there for that?
I was.
Off air, we're gonna talk about it.
Why?
No.
Talk about it right there. Bring it up.
I mean, since we're talking about negativity, I mean, that's old news. We're not.
Yeah.
I don't really talk about that bullshit.
You talk about anything you want to talk about.
Yeah. I had a question for you. Did you do a lot of street? Do you still have your foot in there at all?
I did do a lot of street. I was actually kind of reckless. I'm not even gonna lie.
I know what you're talking about. I was there. I'm trying to phase into the track world. You know what I mean?
I'm not in the street scene anymore. I do want to build a street car though. I do want to build a all-wheel drive street car. That's my goal next. After I'm done with this, because it's taking my bank account right here. This is robbing my
Fucking baller over here.
Yeah,
No, I want to build an 83 car like it's nothing, and I'm gonna build an all-wheel drive fucking street car. Buy a $2,500 fucking viscous coupler for a street car.
No,
You gotta admit, the dude grinds hard.
Well, you gotta remember who his roommate is too. Fucking baller of Sacramento over here. Fucking he blows up fucking 4-piston motors. It's like 4 piston motors now. I think he's on his 4th motor, 3rd motor, something like that.
He's on his 3rd one. The first one was a 4-piston motor though.
I thought it was.
No, and we sent that motor actually to 4-piston to see if they can figure out what happened. Even they said it might have been a freak accident or something. It was weird. What's crazy is two valves broke out and shut out the exhaust, and the car was still running. No problem, no misfire. His car was still running. They had to go tell him, "Hey, bro, shut the car off. Some shit just came flying out."
That dude cracks me up. I remember meeting him when he had his fucking gold RS6.
Yeah.
I met him. It was at a DNR barbecue, and he pulled in the parking lot. Everyone was like, "Oh my god,
Is this when they had like a dyno day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I remember that.
He pulled in the parking lot, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, he got $100 bills on his valve cover." He had a hydro dip valve cover, all $100 bills.
Yeah.
I remember meeting that fool that day. I was like, "This fool's a trip."
So if you guys don't follow him on Facebook for trolling purposes,
Oh yeah, dude.
the greatest fucking troll
perfect.
ever,
He just changed his name too.
I don't do Facebook.
He just it was like fuck it was.
I do that. I go on and troll and I get off.
Yeah, I get on just for the like the community page.
Oh yeah. That's how I am.
That's all.
My Facebook is all family and then like, pages.
Yeah.
Dude, what did he change it? It was like Dr. Charles or something, like Charles Xavier. Like he changed his name to.
Yeah,
he always does this shit.
He has a couple because he's always getting banned. People are always
getting banned.
shit. Yeah, that's what
He does. That shit's hella funny.
Funniest dude I know, bro. That guy's hilarious.
That shit cracks me up. I swear to God, that's his job right there. That fool trolls more than anybody I know.
And he's good at it.
He is.
He's good.
He's not one of those people that just like feeds bullshit. Like he actually has like shit behind what he says. You know what I mean? Like
he can make a post about a motor or something, and he has designated haters, bro, that hop on his post. No matter what.
Well, it's like he posted his car for sale.
Yeah.
And some dude hopped on there. I don't know.
And he could post 10 times a day, and every post that same guy's gonna hop in. Yeah, down there type shit. Oh, it's funny.
That shit's hella funny.
He has a fan base.
What
Hey, all publicity is good publicity, right?
What do you think's the best or most memorable? What's the most memorable race you've ever either been in or seen?
That's a tough one. I would like to say maybe that when the comp clutch car beat that Mustang last year.
That fool drove around.
Dude, that shit.
There was another turbo Honda that did that this year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was a black.
It was a black one. Yeah. He did the same thing, ran him down. It actually looked a little bit better.
Yeah. The videos do.
The times weren't the
justice,
same,
bro.
but
it's crazy when you see that shit from the stands and you're mid track and you see it all go down. It's fucking different, bro. That's crazy.
So when you're racing a World Cup next year, I'll be standing in the stand. I'm watching you do it.
Deal.
Yeah.
What's the most memorable race you've had?
I would probably say my first event.
Yeah.
Just because, so my first car, my Passy G, I built everything from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
I built the wiring harness, I built the block, put the head together. I did everything. My goal with that car, I didn't have ET goal. My goal was to build a car from my garage by my own hands, tune it, make it off the dyno, make a hit. My goal was completed. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, just to say you did it from zero,
I did
100.
it from scratch, and that was just for me as a learning experience. I never built a car from scratch, so for me, I was like, yo, I'm tightening every nut, every bolt on this whole fucking car, and that's it. And that's all I care for. So, which actually I got lucky when I did that dyno. got off the dyno, and then that's when I got cool with Jack Rhymes. And then he ended up building me that forward-facing manifold.
Mhm.
So actually, that was probably a memorable moment right there when Jack called me, and we rearranged that deal there. Because to me, in fact, when Jack called me, I didn't know he was a local guy.
Yeah, he's right around the corner.
I know, yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know that either. Until he told me, I thought he was down south.
I thought he was East Coast.
No.
Because all the fast guys are all running his shit.
Yeah.
So you don't see that shit out here, you know. So my assumption is like, oh, he's out there. The fast guy's going out there.
Right around
Yeah,
He's literally right around the corner.
Yeah, so when I found out he was local, dude, I was mad juiced, bro. So he had built me a few things, swirl pot, like I said, my turbo manifold, intercooler piping, rounded it all up. So I think that to me was something special. That's somebody I looked up to as like one day I want to have his stuff, you know. So when that happened and that took place, it was like I did whatever. I don't know what I did right, but you know,
everything fell into place.
Yeah, it fell into place. So that to me was probably one of my most memorable moments right there, for sure.
That's what's up.
He's taking selfies.
Right. He's checking on hockey. Pages updated on his phone. What you doing there?
That's funny.
This kind of guy creates a fake page to go follow.
Whoa! I have never made a fake page. I used the AllGas page. Whatever. I was like one of the first.
I didn't know you did that, right? So I follow that, right? And all of a sudden it says AllGas podcast, like this post. I was like, wait, what? I was like, this motherfucker. I was like, I don't remember liking that.
So I got blocked a long time ago. I got blocked before fucking Farrell got blocked.
Sure, I got blocked too.
Me and Farrell were on fucking block party together. We were out there golfing.
That's crazy. So what's your goal with the car?
Me? With my new setup, because a lot of people don't know, I'm going to start rebuilding my car this year. Kind of same route as you, I'm doing cage just to get safer, building a whole new HV setup. I'm actually going to, because a lot of people don't understand, my motor's stock. So I'm going to try to put aftermarket, bigger stuff on there.
Stock, car stock, driver stock.
Smogged and tagged, right?
Smogged, registered and insured.
I remember when I had that back in '93.
Dude, my EG, my race car was smogged and tagged too, because I got pulled over driving on the street.
Yeah.
Trailers. Buy trailers, guys.
I'm bad.
Fuck driving on the street. Buy trailers.
And with good tires.
Right? No. Get that America's Tire insurance.
Yeah. I want to go low 10s. 10.5, because my original, when I first started building this car, years ago, was just to have an 11-second street car. And then I started looking at numbers and started actually being involved and everything. Well, that's too easy in a sense.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do 10s and H, like, cause I like the H motor, even though everyone hates it.
He likes to be cheap
I like
and
to do everything the difficult way. I like to fight, being an underdog my whole life. I like to do that. And it's like everyone's like, oh, just go turbo. Well, yeah, that's easy. Can you do it all motor? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's like, I want to run. If I can run like a 10.5, is kind of what my goal is. I'll be ecstatic. Anything after that, I'll be like.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, if I could run a 10.0, like, get it dialed in, run 10.0, I'll quit. I'm tired. I'll start crew chief or something.
I'll retire.
No, because then I will go.
You won't retire.
Then I will go into the boost world. Because the thing is, if I go boost now, then I kind of feel like I would.
You skip a step.
Yeah, I skip a step, but also I kind of get bored in a sense. But then everyone tells me that now once you go boost, you ain't going back. But it's like, you just keep turning that
I won't go back, bro. Boost everything.
Well, that's why I just kind of want to do all that.
The only problem with boost is it's expensive. It's a very expensive habit.
It is. That is facts.
There's no way I can build a car to keep up with this guy.
Yeah, you can. Anybody can.
No, my wall's not as big as yours.
Trust me. Anybody can, bro.
Anybody can.
I understand. Yeah.
I got so actually a lot of the stuff I have, like the manifold turbo set, was already had. The intake manifold I already had.
Yep.
See, and I have a turbo manifold. I have an intercooler, and he's like, get rid of himself. It's like, because I might need it one day. Soon one day I'll need it.
Or just do it now and get it over with.
We'll talk later.
That's why I was saying.
You gotta remember, I'm still active in the streets, so
yeah,
I got some
yeah,
plans that we can talk about.
That's why I said, if you're gonna use it, use it. If
No,
not,
it's-
sell it.
It's gonna keep.
Especially if you're planning on using all motor for the next year, 2, 3. There ain't no point in holding on to an intercooler for fucking 3 years.
Yeah, that's what happened.
No,
That's not even a Chevy or Myers.
I was saving shit too, and then when I sold my red car, I was like, all right, all this shit's got to go because I got to build this car. That's all money just sitting there, so
See?
it worked.
No, I know that.
Because
I'm
then
also a
later,
hoarder though too.
because then later you sell your header and all that shit, and you can buy all that shit right
Hey,
back.
like your second HV kit, here's a guy today. I'll pay fucking $1,000 right now for
Sold.
a fucking for a QSD plate because you can't find fucking
You
QSD
can't
no
buy
more.
plates anymore.
Nope. And that dude literally was like, "I'll pay $1,000." He's like, "That's all I
Why didn't you
want."
call me?
Because you fucking last time I fucking tagged you in something. Oh, he got it for sale. I don't have shit for sale. What are you talking about?
No, what did you post?
I don't even know. I deleted it as soon as you said that shit.
You tagged me in something. I'm like,
Shit.
I'm not selling that though.
And I said, "Why not? Everything's for sale. If it's the right amount of money."
All my friends want it, but they want it for $5.
Well, yeah, that's why I said everything's
Yeah.
for sale for the right amount of money.
I bet I'll just keep it.
What
I had a question list, but I don't know what happened to it.
I was gonna say, is there anybody that you want to shout out, like your team,
Yeah, give me
builders?
some shout-outs. Yeah.
I mean, is there anybody that you want to?
First, definitely Jack Myers competition, building me the badass fucking turbo. I get love from that thing from a lot of racers on the East Coast.
Jack's a really good builder.
Jeff and Hussein, because when we're here working, I mean, those two guys that I roll with. Berto, the all-wheel drive guy.
Yep.
Like I said, those three guys, if I'm doing something or they're doing something, we're all involved. That's one way or another. So those guys help me out big time. Snap Motorsports, actually where we're at now. They house the car and let me use their machinery to get the car where it's at now. JBRE for the long block, and then Kevin at Full Time Fab and Fast Guy. They didn't give me anything but knowledge, so that was huge into what a lot I'm doing. Like Kevin at Full Time Fab, I mean, we exchange ideas. He's super cool. I bought actually a lot of shit from Fast Guy. He actually, every time he sees me, he's like, hey, I got this, hey, I got this. I'm like, bro, don't. Bro, you're gonna get me to spend more money. No.
You ain't buying nothing from him. He's had that same turbo for sale for like 6 months now.
Bro, I bought like 2 or 3 from him already. So actually, at World Cup, when I seen him, he goes, hey, I got something $285 for you. I'm like, bro, no, that's it. That's it. I hit you when I need some. So, but whenever I have a question or whatever, like, you know, if they don't have an answer, they'll find it for me. So those
Well,
guys.
he can't get you to 8.3, so you need to find somebody else.
I didn't say that, bro. I didn't say that, bro.
He's
You got this.
He's been stuck in that
Got
fucking 8.4 for like 10 years now. He wants that 8.2.
this. So,
That's all he wants. That's
yeah, big
crazy.
shout out to those guys, man.
Yeah.
Without those guys, you know, without any of the people I just mentioned, I wouldn't be able to do this shit by myself. So like I said, the first car I built by myself, this one, I specifically planned to have the same people, to the people that supported me and helped me, like, that's who I want to give back to and involve in this shit, you know what I mean? So, also Caesar at NorCal Auto Styles, that guy, I hit him up at 9 o'clock at p.m. I'm like, yo, I need this, and I got it in stock, where do you want me to ship it? Or do you want to come pick it up? Cool, I'm there.
Yeah.
No questions asked, bro. So.
Caesar's a good guy.
Yeah, Caesar's super cool. He actually was with us at World Cup also.
Okay.
With me, so.
I know, I didn't even know that. We were actually talking about Caesar at DRN, I think it was, and I was like, dude, I haven't seen Caesar in a minute. Like, it's been a while. Oh no, it was at CMI right after DRN.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I seen him live videoing from World Cup, and I was like, oh shit. I said, he's back.
Yeah.
And then he started posting his race car. He's like, man, I need to get back in my car. This and that. I was like, oh shit, cool. Yeah, because I hadn't seen him in a minute.
Yeah, he's usually a SEMA guy, so it actually worked out perfect where SEMA,
Didn't
I don't know if he
fall.
ended up going to SEMA still, but then he hit me up, he's like, yo, what's up with World Cup? I said, bro, we're going to States, book your fucking flight, you're going with us. So he actually, it worked out perfect because he has family out there, so he was able to fly out, visit his family, and then he met up with us at World,
Yeah, cool.
in Maryland, so then,
That's dope.
yeah, so it was a pretty cool trip.
That works.
Besides your own build, do you have a favorite build?
I got a couple. Definitely car from out here, all-wheel drive car, just because I seen that car from start to where it's at now, and he's allowed me to be a big part of that. Definitely sinister grade, the old car. I mean, I know he's got some things going on. He's doing some business adventures and stuff going on right now.
Well, on that note, I don't know. I might get in trouble for this one, but I actually was talking to him last night. That car's coming back next season.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
Good. That's
He's
good.
returning next year.
With the old one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was what we were talking about last night. I'm not getting in trouble for saying this, but we were talking last night because me and Justin were talking, and he was like, I don't know if he's coming back, and then me and Chad, when we had our episode, he was like, I don't know, because he's got his own shit going on.
Right.
So I reached out to him last night. I was like, hey man, I said, are you coming back out? What's the deal? He was like, I'll be back next year. Don't worry. I said, cool.
Yeah.
So it's a nice ass build.
Yeah, no, he's super cool, and a lot of the build has to go with the driver or the people that are involved. You know what I mean? Like, there's some nice builds where the dude could be a dick.
Oh, yeah.
They don't even pay you. You know, don't give you the time of day or whatever. And it's like, and you're just like, alright, it's just another car. You know,
Here we go.
And you got like Cedric, fast guy. His shit's super clean. Everything on his fucking cars. You get off that motherfucker. It ain't gone as fast as it wants to.
No, once again,
but
I ain't saying that.
Car. He just had issues.
It's one of the fucking cleanest cars, you know. So, I mean, fuck. There's so many cars. What do you guys think about fucking Raimi selling his shit though?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. I didn't know if we were gonna bring that up.
I'm not with it.
I feel bad for the driver.
I mean, I am with it, but I'm not.
They just went.
No, he has a personal car.
Yeah,
Oh,
he does.
He's a neon guy, or SRT4.
SRT,
I don't want to say.
Oh yeah, well
neon.
he has the SRT4.
SRT4.
No, I'm with it, but at the same time I'm not. Because, what the fuck is his name? The dude that bought it.
Oh, Rafa.
Yeah.
So, Rafa had his own goal, had his own record, had his own car. Now he's going to hop in somebody else's car that's already had a record, already had a name. So now say he breaks his old record. Is that because he's in the Raimi car, or is that because of his?
But then again, think about it, as a driver.
That's
a better driver.
But that's what I'm saying though. It's
Does he leave the car as is and just put it on the track and jump in and drive it?
Well, that's
his driver in there, so to say?
That's the thing. We don't know all the stipulations that came with the car, other than we know he bought the car.
Yeah.
For all we know is he has to go put his motor in there and give the old motor.
Yeah.
So we don't.
That's why I say, for what I know so far, it would almost be like you having your car and saying you drove your car, you went 8.3, and then you go and buy Cedric's car that goes 8.4, and now you go 8.2 in Cedric's car, and now it's like, well, you only did it because it was his car.
You say you're the better driver than Cedric?
But you get what I'm saying. It's buying a known car. So are you going to get the same credit running a better number than you would have if it would have been your own car?
Now here's another thing. What if a nobody, in the sense, like, let's say if I bought it, what's the difference between his
Because you're only going to go 13s.
I get scared of the
This is too much power!
I think you have to, with that car.
Do you think it's an issue? My point is, do you think it's an issue because of who bought it? Not necessarily because you sold the car, but more of who bought it?
I think I'm actually a little bit excited to see it.
Yes and no. The only reason I say it because you look at the example of when Cole Marmon sold his car, or waffled it off. When he got rid of that car to that dude, that car hasn't done anywhere near what it did when Cole had. And that dude was a no-name.
Well, that's what we said there.
But then he got it with no tune or anything. He had pretty much. You got the car, but it comes erased. You got it.
No, when Cole sold that car, for what I understood, it came exactly how Cole won that last event with.
If I'm not mistaken, they cleaned out.
Oh, did it? I was saying, because I thought they had discussed that, and he was saying that it came exactly how it was.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Okay. I'm not sure if I had a conversation with the owner of the car because this was when it happened.
Yeah.
Or somebody that was close, and I'm pretty sure he told me. I could be wrong, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just what I was reading. I don't know because I didn't talk to any of them about it.
That they cleaned out.
Yeah.
They cleaned out the tail.
Okay.
But the car came with as it was.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of excited because I mean, It got built by NRD Tech Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that chassis alone.
Oh no, it's a good ass car.
Even if Raimi said, "Hey, I want my motor and shit back," cool.
You still have a good
Yeah,
shell. You
yeah.
still,
Yeah, Rafa's got a badass
Yeah,
motor.
he
That's
could-
what I'm
he could
saying.
do the same
He
thing.
has all that shit, you know.
Do
And
you-
the dude's successful, so
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got
yeah,
the
yeah,
money,
for
he's
sure.
got the
Do
pocket.
you think?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think he pulls a motor? Because let's say it is a motor. You take the car, give him my motor and set it back, puts his on in there, and goes same.
But
Or
at
better, you know.
But at the same time, like I said, if he didn't do it with his shell,
And it's
but he
like-
does it with Ramey's, now you're gonna say, oh well, you couldn't do it with yours, but now you did it with mine.
But it'd be like,
Potato,
Yeah.
shell. What the fuck?
But you
difference?
gotta forget, what the fuck? There's a lot of difference.
I mean, there is. But my point is like,
also, like in my situation, I almost bought another car that was already caged because it was
yeah,
cheaper.
so,
Yeah.
So, who's not to say he was originally gonna buy a shell,
Yeah,
get it
yeah.
built by Tom, and then Raimi was like, "Hey, bro, just I'll sell you mine."
No, that's why I say
Yeah.
I'm with it,
No,
but
no.
at the same time, it's
No,
just
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the name.
You're
It's,
getting a car that was already ran a number.
yeah,
So now, but then also he had to think about it. He's gonna get the bad part if he doesn't run that time.
yeah.
And that car
Yeah.
already went time.
Oh, yeah.
So why are you going only
Yeah.
8.2?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
But that's what I'm saying, is because what happens if he makes him pull that motor or clears the computer and makes him put his own setup in there, then the car is not capable of doing that. Then everyone's gonna be like, you bought
Right.
that, you bought a 790 car, but you're not doing 790s,
Right.
you're only doing 830s
Right.
or 840s.
Right.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
Well, either-
realistically, when he crashed, that car was going 7.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah.
He was going 7.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why I say even if they do the motor thing, he still has a setup that did sevens.
Yeah. But he didn't have the chassis that was good.
Yeah.
If I was on the East Coast, my chassis is getting built by Kevin at full time and our new tech company.
Tom does go some nice shit.
Technical
This
Yeah.
fool always gets the giggles when there's technical difficulties.
This is hella funny. Yeah. Shit, I don't even know where to start. Or keep going from.
Either we can talk about
Okay, well, let's go back to. Calm down, Don Julio.
Don Julio. This motherfucker got alcohol on the brain. Beer. Don fucking Don Julio over here. Goddamn Mexicans.
Well, I think that conversation was more of going to the stands and getting people into the stands.
Yeah.
What do you see?
You as a racer and a spectator,
How do you
For
get
both.
people in the stands?
how do you think we could get more racers at the track and how more people to come spectate at the race? Not just like you said earlier with the having World Cup come here or having H-Day come here. How do you think with our races, our West Coast people, how do you think we could get our people back in the races?
I think we got to travel and we got to continue to support the events that are going on. And I think we need competition-wise to kind of step up the game. I feel like there's cars that are able to move up in class, but then they kind of stay behind just because they don't want to compete with the big dogs.
I was just about to ask. What would you, say you were your 830 racer, what would you say to somebody that's running 8, 9s, 10s that wants to race in the same class as you, but is afraid to race in that class because they're like, oh, I don't want to do that because I already know I'm going to lose because you're an 830 car. What would you say to that person with you now coming up to that?
I tell them that, I mean, that's the best way to learn.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's doing something that's getting him this fast, you know, maybe it's his tree. Maybe you lining up next to him is going to help you work on your tree. Maybe, you know, his shift and you listen to how he listens to his car and whatnot. And it's none more better than being the guy right next to him. You know what I mean? You see that firsthand as he's pulling away on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What he's doing. And maybe that helps you in the long run. Maybe not your car that you're doing at that time is going to go that fast, but as you progress and you start upgrading.
That's sort of one of the things that we've discussed is seat time. Whether you're winning or losing or racing certain classes, you're getting your seat time. You can't just hop in a car and think you're going to go the fastest your car can go.
Right.
You have to learn your car, learn your track, learn your car, learn your tree, learn what to do and not to do compared to the person next to you, whether you're learning from them or learning from yourself.
Right.
Is, you know.
Right. And I think you earn a lot more respect when you do that. You know what I mean? Hey, this dude's not backing down. This car may not be the fastest, but that motherfucker's willing to hop in his class.
What you talking about, man? I appreciate that.
There was a stock F-150 in your class.
On the bottle. On nitrous. And he lost, so, man.
So did you?
Hey, but I took first loser. No. I think a lot of people, like, they don't want to put the time in, and they want to put the time in, they want to have the fastest car, but they don't understand that not only do you have to build that car, because I think a lot of people, it's kind of easy to build the car in a sense, the harder part's driving, and a lot of people don't spend that seat time of driving the cars and learning the track, and that's why I tell a lot of people, like, the track is way different from the street. I did street for so many years, and going to the track, it's a big world of difference. So much to learn at the track. You know, learning what the track looks like at the ground, the tree, and everything. The number one thing people don't fucking worry about street. They always forget about tree, and they get up there and they shit the bed. They look stupid. So.
Well, that's the thing too. A lot of people don't know the difference between a pro tree. They just say, "Oh, look, wait for the green light, go."
Yellow mellow, going yellow.
Yep. I think a lot of people think that they can just go. I mean, I don't know if I'm just thinking this or if it's but I think a lot of people say, you're building your car. You want a Myers header, a Speed Factory this, a Sheepy this, an FCS that. Like, they all want the big top names, thinking that's what they have to buy to go fast.
Right.
And if I just bolt all this shit on, now I'm going to run 8s.
Right.
But I don't think it works that way. You have to have the seat time and learn what actually works together.
Right.
I mean, you can't just throw 62, 66 on a fucking Myers manifold with a shitty backdoor, big tube, or whatever, and it's going to go 8s. Where you have to work with what goes together.
Right.
And you're never going to learn that without driving, without a real tuner, without someone.
And collecting data.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Trial and error, yeah.
I've seen cars go on the dyno, come back later, swap to I'm not gonna say names, but a different header.
Yeah.
Hood exit, and actually lose power.
Oh yeah. That
wasn't a good idea. For
Yeah.
me. Go back to those.
I mean, that kind of goes on what we were talking about that's fucked up on the ending, but it's listening to people, coming to advice. I'm not sure if that was on the first part of what we talked about, but what you talked about, basically giving people advice and then there go listen to somebody else and come back and do that. A lot of that has to do with that. But I think basically let's talk about what we were talking about the
asphalt.
The asphalt, yeah. let's go back and refresh on that because I don't think that was on the covered part. Would you say that was a con of this what we do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I try to talk to as many people as I can. Like you said, you know a lot of people. It's because I try to actually talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Just to get a little bit of knowledge from
I was gonna say you are. I've noticed, at least that's how I feel. You are like the younger version of how I was. Because like a lot of people are amazed by who I know. Same thing with you. They're amazed by who you know. That's what I did when I was younger. I went to every event. I met every person I could. I shook every hand I could. I asked every question I could. You know what I mean? I wanted to know every single person, whether I was best friends, first name basis, or just someone that they shook their hand or said what's up every time they passed by. You know what I mean? A lot of people are afraid of that shit.
I think a lot of it too is like, and this is gonna go back to the hockey shit. What we said is like what he was talking about, that the fuck racer and his movement, which originally was like big racers aren't talking to little guys. And me and you've had this conversation, and I've changed my opinion on it. Thinking about it was because I, on a sense, when I first started coming around the track, like I've seen you there, and then you're a familiar face. I see all these other guys there, and like as a little dog, you kind of want to go, how come they're not talking to me, and how come they're not giving me advice? But people don't realize you have to walk up and approach yourself and talk to them.
Right.
Say, hey, what's up, man? And like me being the person, I've always been in the scene. I've always been able to talk to everybody from the little dogs to the big dogs.
Right.
I want to know everybody, and I just want to. Because you never know who you can pick up some kind of game from. So that's why, like, I will walk up and start talking to someone like Noel or seeing you and see someone else who's like looking at the car. I'm like, oh shit, okay, cool, whatever. I mean, that's how I, met Fat Kid. That's how I met, Biggie, and just met a lot of people and just talking to them like, oh, what is this and that, and just chat. People need to stop being scared and go talk to people. Because people like you, they might think because you're LSR, you're big Robeeezy, you're famous or whatever. They're like, oh shit, it's an intimidation factor.
Yeah,
People don't understand that. You're an approachable guy.
Yeah.
You're willing to give advice, you know what I mean?
Well, there's a lot of people that are like that people don't realize. Like, even me personally, like, I reached out even through a DM. Like, before I knew who Pepsi was, I reached out to him on DM, and he fucking wrote me right back and talked to me.
Yeah.
Whether it was right away or 10 minutes or an hour or days later, he still reached back out. And same thing, Sonic, Jamie. I mean, all of them, Norris, I joked about that recently where I screenshotted one of Norris's posts and fucking reposted it. And I was like, haha, fuck Eraser this, but here's Norris liking my posts. Like, you just have to put that foot forward and not be scared.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten DMs where people are like, hey, yo, I saw you, but you look busy, I don't want to come talk to you. Like, bro, if I'm busy, I'll tell you, hey, give me a minute. When I'll do what I do, I'll be right with you, or give me a second, or I'll talk to you as I'm working. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And we've discussed that with the whole fuck Eraser thing, you know what I mean? It's, you have to know when to approach somebody, or when to not get mad because they can't just drop everything they're fucking doing and talk to you.
Yeah, you don't go and talk to the guy when his car just made let's say Burrow's car just makes a pass and something's wrong, and you guys are in the hood, you guys are doing it. Yeah, don't try to talk to them right then. But when they're standing around shooting the shit like this, walk up to the guy, say, hey, what's up, man? I'm a big supporter. I follow you on Instagram, woo woo. And people are scared to make that initial contact. You know what I mean? Whereas on Instagram, they might feel a little more comfortable and more, to say that. But I think more people need to do that in person and be able to talk to the bigger, because you're approachable. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of these younger dudes, and that goes with talking about with how bad you want it. What we're talking about is how bad do these people want it? What's it going to take to get people in there? And as a racer too, because the racing fields aren't always filled up. There's a lack of races as we're speaking.
Right.
So I think a lot of the motivation is. Shit, they're going to brain fart right now. But
What's up with your boy, dog?
That's what he does when he races too. He's fighting in second place.
What
gear was I supposed to go into? Shit!
Brain fart.
When you're watching guys do Willie next to you.
Yeah.
Being approachable, people are approachable, and people need to learn that, and also use that as motivation, because I think that is a big jump for people. So when they can walk up to you, talk to you, get some game from you, then it's like, oh shit, I talked to them. And it's weird because even that I've experienced it, now I see bigger names and they're like, what's up, dude? And recognize me, I'm like, oh, so you're talking to me. What's up, dude? He remembers me, you know what I mean? Fanboy, in a sense. It's okay to do that. People are too scared for that, but I think people need to be more comfortable with themselves and do that shit.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think people take this a little too serious. Bro, we're not celebrities. We're not making millions, bro.
We're racers.
We're just
We're
fucking
broke
racers,
just like
bro.
the rest of everybody. Everyone's broke. You know what I mean?
We're all fucking normal ass people.
Except for this part.
But yeah, man, like I said, I just try to talk to everybody. I'm busy. I'll get to you when I can. If I can't, I get DMs all the time and I try to respond when I can. But
he's fucking lying. I hit him up yesterday. What's up, bro?
But then I got back
my bad, man. I thought I wrote you back.
I have brain fart.
But I responded back when he got back to me.
Right? I thought I wrote you back. Really was like, fuck this guy. I just filmed a better show the other day.
That's what I'm
We're not fucking with this.
Their camera doesn't matter. Shit.
I mean, I don't know if I asked you what keeps you motivated. Was that part of what you don't like about the scene?
What, motivation?
No, the kids not having the younger generation, not filling the stands.
Competition.
The competition.
I know, so obviously everybody knows the West Coast was the shit years ago, right?
Yeah.
We used to have the fast cars. We used to be the dominating class. Now we see the East Coast and they're just blowing every record out the water, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to make this an East Coast versus West Coast thing. Okay, be serious on more than that.
No, that's not even what I'm getting at here. What are the real records? We talked about this before. What are the real records? How many fucking records do you want?
How many?
The fastest fucking K series, the fastest fucking D series, the fast fucking K series.
That's a blue car on Wednesday.
But what records are there that we have on the West Coast?
I'm just saying, like, you look at it that way. How many records do you think there should be? Do we should make up a fucking record every time something's done?
Well, I mean, perfect example.
Look at
what happened with Ostrom, and then someone else posted the fastest.
Oh yeah, the fastest and the quickest.
Fastest 67 millimeter turbo, and they're like, wait, but we just did this, and they're like, yeah, but you also built this, built that, but on a V server, it's like, but he still was on that turbo.
Yeah. Well, no, here's
and then they're like, oh, you
here's-
added nitrous.
This was always my example. Is like maps. Okay. Someone already did a fastest sport front wheel drive class. Now it's, well, Maps just set the record because he just did the fastest K series sport front wheel drive. Why do we have to make up a fucking record for every single motor in every single class? Just like Aki's fake fucking record.
I don't think they're
I was the
generating.
fastest 99 millimeter.
I don't think they're gonna generate an actual K series, unless they have, and I haven't seen it. But a sport front wheel drive K series record, I think they're just saying that he's the fastest K
But
series.
yeah, I'm just saying, like,
Because like we spoke about earlier, why is the B series?
Yeah.
B series is.
But I'm just saying, like, you growing up, it was, I was the first to hit sevens, I was the first to hit eights, I was the first to hit nines, I was the first to, it was the seconds or the class. It wasn't, well, I was the fastest fucking blue car on Wednesday to do this. Like,
No, I get it.
I think there's too many.
yeah, there's a record made for fucking everything.
The hard part is because there's so many different rules
And that's one
for
of
the different events.
yeah,
so
and that was one of the things we had talked about before, and I was going to ask you about.
Yeah.
Now that you're building a car.
Yeah, I may be the fastest at this rule book for this event, but when I go here, I can't even compete.
I was just about to say, you build your car, that's the shitty part, is you're going to build it for SAC rules. You're going to go to Fontana that's got different rules. You're going to go to H-Day, which has got different rules. You're going to go to World Cup that's got different rules.
Yeah.
So every single event, why don't we have one set rule for every event?
I think if we followed World Cup rules out here, we wouldn't get cars. We would have.
Do you think it would be a lot lower than what it is even now? Because the tech is so crazy?
No, it's not even tech, it's weather.
Weather, we don't have the cars really with
Yeah.
that, with the ability to compete in those classes.
Yeah.
Weather has a lot to do with it, and comparing World Cup cars to here. It's,
If we had cars that can compete, they would be at World Cup
Uh-huh.
and World Cup cars. The problem is we don't. That's why we don't have cars.
And I think that goes back to what we talked about earlier, which is not on there, but the lack of money and the lack of motivation. And it goes back to how bad you want it. And that goes to like Drag Race National. Like, it cost me $1,000 roughly to go down there to win second place and win $200. But I really want this shit, so I'm willing to take that hit. And I also saved up paychecks, made sure my bills were paid, and then saved up a paycheck and was like, okay, this paycheck is literally for this.
Yeah.
And that's what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't think people want to do that. They want to have, like you said, the Jordans and
No,
this.
but-
You don't understand
but that's the
sacrifice.
problem though, is not even just that. When you have different events with different rules in your lineup, doesn't matter how much you fucking save, now you have to put a different turbo on for every event. Now you have to put a different tire size for every event. Now you have to retune for
But
fuel for every event.
That's money though, that we're talking
I know,
about.
but that's-
No one,
That's not, that can be fixed with event coordination more than I have a bigger pocket.
so I think it's kind of, so do we go get Jason, and then we'll go get Wayne, and then we get IFO, and all these guys are in the Honda Day, and the OGS guys, and do we get them all to sit down in a room and say, hey, come up with one set of rules, and let's put it all over the nation, and that's the rule set?
That's gonna be tough.
It would be
That's what I'm
tough,
saying,
but
who has the power to necessarily?
Because
do that?
I think at that point you kind of have to base the rules based on what you got, your clientele. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why I say, like, if the World Cup rules came here, we'd be screwed.
Yeah.
it would be hard, but I think,
Because think about it, TV could run the sport wheel drive class and fucking kick most of everybody's ass on an 875 B
Yeah.
series on nitro.
Yeah, you're not even
We have no nitro cars to compete with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Albert's,
right there out the back.
Albert's really the only one around here.
So,
But Albert hasn't even come close to that.
but that's what I'm
He
saying.
went, what, 9.2?
That was
9.3? Yeah.
He went 875.
No, I'm just saying,
like, is he just not even
at
come close?
SAC with issues, not full tuned.
No, I'm just saying, if we're gonna look at the actual numbers he ran and the
Yeah.
numbers he ran, if you compare them, it's not computable.
It is computable. He did 8.7 on the East Coast. His best time over here was 9.3.
I thought he went 9.2.
I thought it was 9.3.
I thought you said no because he tied the research record.
Oh, okay.
It was
But-
9.2.
I have it on my
He didn't
phone. I
get-
don't.
he didn't post it until after World Cup because he wasn't trying to get World Cup rules.
What?
The 19 pass.
9.2.
He went 19.
Where?
At Fontana.
At Fontana.
He went 9.2.
Yeah.
Because we were
I
trying-
posted all of his races.
No, he went 19.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was 9.2 or 9.3 because he went 9.4 first, and then I was like, oh, backed up by this, and I couldn't remember if it was 9.2 or
Yeah, he went
9.3.
19.
Okay.
It was 9.2 because I remember Jack Homer talking about that.
Yeah.
He matched.
But I'm
Shaq
just saying,
series record.
you look at it that way. If you look at Coast, you can't really compare me running here and me running there. It's going to be two totally different
Yeah,
times.
but also, was he on more sauce over there?
Oh yeah, of course it was.
So he's gonna go
So,
faster.
so if he would have do the same thing, add that same amount of sauce
Theoretically,
over here, could theoretically
But you
run the
can't
same
say that
thing.
though, because like you
That's what
said,
I'm
you
saying,
want numbers.
theoretically,
It has to
can
be
you
numbers. You can't think theoretically, because theoretically, Albert should be running 8.7s also.
Not if he's not on the same sauce mixture.
He's up there. I'm just saying, when you said you wanted to compare actual numbers, they're pretty competitive on the West Coast.
Okay, so say they are, that's still only 2 cars.
Yeah,
You got
it's
16
still
cars.
only
Yeah,
two.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
There's nobody else.
So,
And then, well, you got
Let's go get
Lawrence.
some sauce and put it in my little piece of shit.
You got Lawrence as if he would ever fucking drive his car again.
I think the problem with the events out here is we need guaranteed payouts, man. Ultimately, guaranteed payouts, and we need a good track. And we need more cars that are competitive.
Yeah.
You know, like we talked about the RN East versus West. Like, you guys know how packed that was.
Yeah, it was
Like,
super
people
packed.
went for 2 days. On
Yeah.
Thursday, there was nothing going on.
Well, that's
Because it was raining.
so. That's
yeah.
another thing, though. How do you feel about 1 day versus 2 day events, or multiple day events?
So if we have,
You know what I mean? Like if CMI was a Saturday Sunday or a Friday Saturday, do you think it would be more people, or even more racers, or motivate more people to drive farther? Because you're not going to want to drive from LA to Sacramento for a 1 day event.
So I've even talked to East Coast racers, and that was their thing. The only, we prefer 2-day events.
Yeah.
Right? Which I totally understand. Think about it, they're driving across the country.
Yeah, of course.
They have time to qualify the first day. Something
Fix
happens.
whatever
they
happens
got
overnight.
to fix it.
Yep.
Make another qualifying hit or 2 in the morning.
Yep.
And they can still compete. You know what I mean? It's-
Sac, like here, like in Sac, it's 1 day event, CMI, drag
Right.
1 day event. You blow up, well,
Right.
you don't have enough time to make it back to qualifying or back to
No,
the
you blow up in a sack, you're putting your shit on the trailer, and we're drinking Hansi the rest of the fucking
No,
night.
I'm just yeah. Well, that's how we all do it. I'm on our side, but
But on the flip side, those guys on the East Coast have something to race about.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
racing for top dog. They want to be
Yeah.
the fastest of that event.
Yeah.
Here,
I mean,
What cars-
but
again,
even
what cars do
even
we
if
have?
you look at like what Softspot posts over the year, he posts not only does he post the all-wheel drive, the super street and all those class like sport all-wheel drive. I mean, it's super street or whatever they World Cup. He posted 950, the 1050 class, and 1150 class, and those are always stacked.
always.
At SAC and over there, they're not. I mean, Drag Race Nationals and Fontana, we did have a 19-car field, but SAC, I've never seen that in the 2 years I've been racing. Not a full class like that. I think what do we have? I mean, sometimes they start off like that, but going into like actual qualifying and eliminations, they're not. They're like maximum 10 cars.
so I think if we were able to fill, we'll say like not to belittle the little like the index cars and like that, but say the like pro all motor class and the front wheel drive class and the all wheel drive classes. I think it would make sense to do a 2-day event.
Yeah, if we could
Well,
fill
see, we
We
those.
can fill
that's
those
where-
classes. I think those classes are what brings the spectators.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
and that's what my question was to you, where I was saying about the whole being afraid to, race people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do that. Like, we've seen that at the last race that Albert raced. A shit ton of people signed up for all motor. And as soon as they found out Albert was racing, they were like, oh, no, we're going to go 12.5 or 11.5. Because they don't want to race Albert. Because they know that's a 9-second car. I have no fucking chance of beating him. When I've watched him break how many fucking times or, have issues how
I mean,
many
even
times.
the pass that he won, he went like 10:30.
Yeah.
He spun hella bad
Yeah.
and went 10:30 and still won.
Yeah.
The car that he was racing went like low 11s.
Yeah.
That was like his closest competition though.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So he could have blew in that 11-second car, could have blew his doors off and still won.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But
People forget fast cars break.
Yeah.
You can have the most expensive shit in your car still break. You know what I mean? So.
Look at World Cup. That's those are what we're talking about. World Cup is all the issues that people were having. I mean, even looking at Sonic, he busted like halfway. I think he blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to.
1, 2, 1.
Did you want to one?
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
The whole ass end fucking
Yeah.
lifted.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He pulled a Cedric. He went,
We're talking about Cedric, man.
I'll give you his address, bro.
I'll give you driving lessons.
Okay, now you say that we need to fill those classes. Do you think before, like when we go to talk about the levels of this game, do you think we need to fill the smaller classes first? And then those people are going to kind of, because you can't just have people jump, because there's not going to be a kid off the street that's going to jump into a class and go compete with you. It's not going to
But
happen.
I think
You have a better chance of me, where I'm already in here, getting here
But
to
see-
your level, whereas I'm not. This guy's not going to jump straight here. He's going to chase me first while I'm chasing you, in a sense. You know what I
That's
mean?
why I said I have the issue with index racing the way I do. Because I feel that index racing is a place for people to hide and run. It's not.
I think index car guys, I mean, I understand sometimes maybe that's just a hobby and they don't really mind. They just want to, you know, every now and then they want to go to an event and run a class.
Or it's a test.
Or it's a-
that
yeah.
you want to.
Yeah.
But a lot of those index guys have the opportunity to move up
Mhm.
and fill the other, because that's the way it should be. The index guys should be filling in the big classes as the vets get out or retire or whatnot. And more people will be filling up the index classes.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be.
Yep.
But a lot of people stay stuck in the index class because ultimately they're thinking money, the rush, like we talked about. People want to go fast now. They don't understand that it's a process.
But also, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I hate to say it this way, like Tony. Tony's been racing the 12.5 class for fucking 3 years now, and dominates the 12.5 class for 3 years now, or 2 years now. Why is he not moving up? Why is he not going into the AMP class, or why is he not going into
last
the...
event he did.
Well, he had actual issues.
He went to, but he did jump a class.
Yeah.
Finally, fuck out of my class.
You
No.
still didn't take first place.
Hey, I took third, alright?
Woo!
Those damn Novas and them throttle stops. I got the GoPro.
What's sad is that was-
watching to stop.
The sad part is that was your best race of the day.
Yeah, fuck. I finally got second gear and I break out. But
That's
that's what I'm saying. Is like how Pete, like that's what we were talking about earlier. Like how bad do you want it? And there's the kind of people that we're saying is like, you gotta eat shit, sleep this shit. You know what I mean? And put them behind the scenes. There's a lot of people who don't want to do that. They want it right now, quick. But then they want your whole setup for half the price. And they want it right now.
Right.
Yep.
That's
And they
the
want you to do all the work.
Yep.
They don't want to do the level work. See, and that's what I was gonna say when we're talking about the index or whatever. It takes a while to climb.
but at the same time, that's what makes shops thrive instead of home garage built cars.
Yeah. True.
I mean, you built your car in the garage,
But that
you're
goes
your
back-
first
that
car.
goes
I built
back-
my car in the garage, you built your car in the garage. But people that want everything bolted on want a shop.
Yeah, but that also costs money.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to what I was talking about the Valley and the Bay Area, Sacramento area, the money wise.
It's expensive.
People in Stockton necessarily don't make in that area don't make the money that a Bay Area makes.
Right.
Everybody knows. You
Talk
come
about
out-
heroin's expensive, they make a grip on that shit.
Yeah, and shit, and paying fucking lawyer fees. Trying to stay on parole. But you know what I mean? Like the money doesn't you know what I mean? You can't compete. I can't compete with this baller, you know what I'm saying?
Don't listen to this guy. I'm broke. I'm fucking broke.
But
Broke.
But that's why, like guys like me, I would rather, like you said, when you built your first car by yourself, the learning experience. This is still my first car, my learning experience. I'm just taking it to another level because I don't want to build another chassis. I want to stay with this one. It's cheaper for me to build it at home by myself.
For sure.
But there is
For
certain things that I have
sure.
to branch out,
Yeah.
like a roll cage. I'm gonna have to branch out for that this year coming up. So, and I understand, like you say, it takes time. I understand that my car is probably not going to be done the 2020 season.
Right.
I'm willing and understand that. I'm not saying, oh shit, I'm going to be racing by March. Fuck no.
Yeah.
I'm not even at where you're at right now. So, you know, people don't want to put in that work and the money that it takes to do that. It's like I said, I'm trying to get another job with more paying money so I can afford my race habit.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of the new generation want to do that because they don't want to. they like. The thing is, like, I see a lot of these younger people who have cars. They don't even want to race me.
Right.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't look at it the way like me and him do, or that now that you're doing it. He took years off, and he's willing to just go to the event, help other people at the event, or watch the event. He doesn't have to race every single year, every single event. He's willing to take time off to save the money to build his car and then come race.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Don't get me wrong, there's days
well, yeah,
like,
of course.
I want to race, dude. Like,
of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the time where you take to save. And like I said, like a lot of stuff I bought was used. My G-force shifter was used. My billet casing was used. Like
G-force and
but
billet?
Talk about billet.
but you think about
You're
it,
exposing
you
yourself.
got, I had to sell a whole car to get that.
Yeah.
My old car, see? So, but it's, like I said, it's a process, and people, we want to rush things, and we expect to go fast.
And I think a lot of people, like I said, you gotta want it. How bad do you want it? I'm willing to sacrifice everything I can to do that. And most people are not willing to do that. I think the new generation is not willing to do that. So I think that's another reason is the money issue of doing that. But there's levels. You have to like look, it took me how long to go to the track, and then actually realizing how far behind I actually am. Like, cause think about it, if I would have went to the track 5 years ago, or like 6, 7 years ago, I'd probably maybe be a little bit closer to where you are, because I would have been seeing the fast cars and going, fuck, I'm motivated. And I would have made different life changes and, choices back then, whereas I'm making now. You know what I'm saying? But everyone races their own race.
Right.
No, I'm not saying, oh, you need to do this, but everyone races their own race, and I'm fairly real that about myself, you know what I mean? And I understand that you've been doing it longer, so, you're ahead of the standards. Right? I think with classes.
Yeah. And when you take time off, it's perfect opportunity to like meet people, research or learn from those people that are doing it, people that are going fast. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I did. Is now I'm able to text people, call people. Like I wanted to get a tilted pedal setup right for the car because of the cage, and I know a lot of people were doing it. Everybody hit me back. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, cool. Save myself money there. Otherwise, I would have bought it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then find out later I didn't like it or I didn't want it. Now I'm out on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like little things like that.
And then you would have to go back and change it back.
Change it
back.
back.
The way, yeah.
It's a whole headache. So when you have time off, you're able to get in front of people, like you said, walk up to people, talk to people, learn from people.
And
well, that's one thing that we had talked about before. You learn, even without even talking to people, just walking up and looking.
Yeah.
You go look at the top 5 all-motor cars, top 10 all-motor cars, the top sport performance cars, and you see that every single one of them are running the same manifold, or the same, intake manifold, or the same cage, or whatever. There's a reason that they're running it. Yep. There's a reason. It's not just because that's my buddy, I want to run it. No, there's a fucking reason. That shit works.
Exactly.
yeah, and a lot of I learned that. I learned it on my own. That's what I've always learned. Learn by. I learned it from Jeff. Was pay attention to the details. I've heard him say that before when I was younger. And that's why I'm like, okay, I get it. Pay attention to details. That's why when I walk around cars, you'll see me, I'll stand with my hands behind my back, and I'm just looking. Cause I don't want nobody to think I'm touching the car or anything. But I'm looking at how this is bolted on, how they painted that, how the welds are done, where they mounted this, and how they did the brackets and this and that. I'm paying attention to everything like that.
It gives you good ideas.
Yeah,
for
it gives you ideas
if you ever need
like
to.
for instance, like your weight bars. I was looking at that thinking, damn, if I ever go turbo, I don't know what the fuck to do this. You can see how you built it, and then after talking, you realize you put countless hours. It's like, damn, I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah. I'm with it though, you know what I mean?
Making that shit way faster.
Like the TJZ.
Yeah. Electronic bracket. Break. Hey, mine still holds.
For how long though?
It's been
Motor's almost in there.
It's been 4 years.
It's been sitting for 4 years.
No.
And it's on a lift. So there's no weight on it.
It drove. You know how heavy that car is? There was weight on that car. Those cars are fucking heavy.
They are heavy as fuck.
That car is hella heavy.
Let's go with kind of. Did we talk about your goals? 830 horsepower. We talked about that. Favorite build?
Already did.
We covered that with that other part.
Yep.
He would know how to.
It was towards the beginning. He was talking about. I
And
forget
you
whose
did
cars.
cars.
Yeah.
You did I think kind of back to where we were. I think we covered both of those. The events and getting 2 spectators in there. Yeah, I mean, anything else you want to talk about? Your shout outs. We didn't get your shout outs.
Oh, no, we did. Yeah, that was.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
And then we went into something else about that too. But yeah, go ahead and give your shout outs, man.
Shout out to Jack, Myers Competition. Still rocking this whole turbo setup. Jeff and Hussein and my boy Berto. Always rocking with me when it comes to the cars or vice versa. Kevin, fast guy, Kevin full time. Always giving me information and ideas. I think that was all I got. Oh no, NorCal. I forget NorCal. Caesar.
Yeah,
We were talking about that. Yep.
that's what we led into.
Yeah. Caesar hooked me up with a bunch of parts. Like I said, any time of the day, I just hit him up, and he hits me up with the time, price, whatever. Or if he's gonna give it to me, he just sends it to me. So shout out to Caesar. Always been super
I was the
helpful.
same way.
So
That's why he actually has
appreciate
a
it.
text number now.
he
got
got
tired.
super easy.
No, he said they give it to him. He just sends it to him.
No, I know.
Caesar's my boy though. By the way, he went with us to World Cup, so
Yeah.
this is pretty dope. So
Glad to see him back into the race motion of life.
yeah, I think that event, it's motivating, dude. Like I said earlier, if you can go to one event a year, that's the thing.
So we're gonna go next year, so maybe you can run faster than a second place, 13-second car.
No, see, that's what we missed too. Is when he asked me about my car.
Yeah, but we've already covered that like 19
No, I'm just saying that, yeah.
Alright, what's the feature of the car?
Well,
To be an F-150 star.
Oh, damn.
and technically I did because I was second in the class. So,
That doesn't
yeah.
mean you beat him.
I walked up, I still came home with a trophy. Did he go home with a trophy?
Nope.
Alright.
Didn't go home with a bumper either.
Go home with $200.
So yeah, that I had to put in the
Yeah.
No, I mean my car is basically kind of what I'm gonna get into the stage of what you're doing, the rebuild. I want to shoot for the 1050 class because, like you were saying, like shooting, going up fastest. I would like to go, faster in 9s, but sticking with the H plant, it's not really gonna happen because there's really not. I don't have the money to make a 9-second.
Get some money and go get Jeff's motor. Talk him out of that motor.
Hey, can I get some money?
That motherfucker has the baddest H22 motor sitting at his house that he will never get
Bro,
rid
B
of.
series, bruh.
Almost.
Turbo?
No, turbo.
We'll see.
Don't look at
No, I mean, like I said, we got some stuff going on that I'm trying to work on, but I want to stay on motor. I want to hit that goal because that's the goal that I had when I started this build.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to keep going with that goal. And like you said, it's a learning process. I'm learning, like new to the track, and walking around, seeing all these cars, all the fast cars, and the way that they're built and everything. I'm learning that now too. So I'm trying to apply that to my build, and eventually maybe I'll run out of this all motor, and maybe I might sell the car and then start from scratch, like you said, with the turbo car, and start doing that. Then I'll go 830s with you.
I'm all for it, bro.
And then
More the merrier.
We'll be
dude.
freezing together at World Cup again.
Another thing though is tuning, man. I feel a lot of people
Yeah.
lack on engine management and tuning. I hear a lot of people, oh, I'm going here because he's
What
on the charger.
computer are you going with?
I am going AEM V2.
Are you going to go AM?
Yeah.
Why V2 over Infinity?
Personally, I've seen it. Like the Infinity have some glitches. Not that the Infinity is not good. I've seen cars go faster than Infinity. Jeff's cars on Infinity, so not that it can go fast, but I've seen some weird stuff. And personally, the tuner, I'm going with CMB tuning. He'll be tuning the car, and that's his
specialty.
His choice. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we converted Berto's car to all-wheel drive car. And first album went 8-0 in the top 10 list, so it works.
It's still on there?
I'm not sure if it is now, but
Yeah.
when it
Yeah.
went 8-0 in the top 10 list.
But
But
I was hoping they were going to do
Because he
something
was
like
on
that.
the list for a long time, and then he got bumped off,
Yeah.
and now he got back on.
yeah.
Yeah, that pass was insane. I was standing right behind you guys.
And again, that's a sack. We try to go to.
You're always on the sideline.
That's fine. I'm drunk. I'm good. I'm happy.
You got your compound scratching you up there, bro.
Nah, that's for working. That's from my badass whales.
It's not supposed to be together.
Sorry, so it was actually work instead of just driving a fucking van all day. Yeah.
Getting calls for speeding.
My boss might. No wonder why.
He speeds every day.
It's because I don't get to race every day.
Yeah.
If I got to race every day.
That big ass van probably is about as fast as your car, huh?
I knew that was coming. You set me up for that one. Look. And it's faster because the V6, alright?
Probably.
I actually got it to the pop. Actually. It wasn't raining. Enough clowning on me, man. How come every episode's making fun of me? Making fun of me, man. I thought you were my friend.
Put yourself there.
Yeah, right? Set yourself up. Let me get second place. My car's slow.
Hey, but I'm just trying.
Try to better yourself.
I'm trying. That's all I was gonna say. I'm trying. At least I'm trying. At least I'm, trying to make it better. I'm trying to learn and trying to keep.
Well, that's the point of this is what can we do to better everybody? Like the sport, the racers, the spectators, everything. That's always been my whole point with this whole thing. I mean, we've talked about that. I've been around this shit forever. You've been around it. You've been around it. We know people. I know people. You know, whatever. We want to make it a better sport, not just for ourselves, but for everybody.
Yeah.
You love this shit. He loves this shit. I love this shit. We want to make it a better sport. You know what I mean? That's my whole reach out of this whole thing.
And
Whether it's you going faster or slower, you going faster or slower, that shit don't matter to me. Yeah, it's fucking rad if you make your number or you make a number or whatever, but whatever can make this sport a better sport is what I'm in it for. I like to get the little guy's name out there, the big guy's name out there. It don't fucking matter to me. I don't give a shit if you run a 15-second. You don't even have a fucking car.
Right.
That's like you. I kind of figured out what you had and what you drove, but I didn't know that you even raced. I thought you, for the longest time, was just a spectator that helped everybody.
Yeah.
Because that's where I had seen you. I mean, I always seen you at every event, every starting line. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm here for. Is people like that. I like
to
this.
be friends on sidelines.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, you can't tell me that. I went faster than you are.
Oh! My first car was faster than you.
You guys both make more money than me. Remember I said everybody races their own race. Here we go.
Yeah, you do when you're in the back.
But like, you just said something that kind of, this podcast, we're trying to get big guys, popular guys. Not necessarily crazy big, but
Yeah.
big on the West Coast, popular guys. Do you think maybe we should get a little guy in here, find someone, a small guy, and see their point of view? Someone who's at the beginning level and see their point of view? Because you can't really get like my point of view because it was like years ago. So let's get someone who has a car that within like 2 years.
The only thing that I could say that would be bad about that, or that I would think would be bad, you have to find someone that doesn't have a big crew. Because then you're just going to get the reaction of their crew. Oh, hell yeah, get him on the episode because he's, my leader, whatever. You have to get an actual kid.
Just find solo,
That,
maybe.
yeah, or you can just have one or two people with them or whatever.
Then let's do this. If you're watching this and you want to be on your little guy, let's say, never raced at the track, or once or twice, reach out to one of us.
Not me.
Personally.
I don't like
or reach out to me.
I don't like people.
Reach out to me, let's talk, let's work it out. That way
He wants to learn how to go fast like you.
No, they never race the track. I just said, can we be friends? Stop making fun of me. I guess we all gotta stop throwing jabs at each other.
No,
Nah, that's just a thought.
no, I agree.
Because we're talking about getting these little guys. I think we need to be able to hit all aspects and get the little guy on here.
No, I agree.
Because we
But
see
like,
things a certain way,
Yeah.
they might see something a little bit different.
Of course.
Maybe there's
We don't
something
see
that
it.
we're doing, or
Yeah.
you're doing wrong, I'm doing wrong,
Yeah.
that, you're doing wrong, or like, like Chad doing.
I do know wrong.
Ah,
My name is Jesus.
I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, we're not celebrities. We're normal ass people that go to jobs, go to work, go to sleep. This happens to be our lifestyle. This is what
He
we like
just
to do. So.
sits in his vault and counts
Don't.
money all
He
day.
works for Chapo.
Like,
We're getting flagged.
like I said, I truly consider myself a small guy.
Yeah.
I haven't ran a fucking 8-second pass or a 9-second pass. So for
But
me,
so you're saying when you do, you're gonna be big-headed?
no. know, but this one, my thing is anybody that
Another fucking gunner over here.
anybody that wants to go fast has the ability and the options
Yeah.
are there and the resources are there if you reach out to the right people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Of course.
all of us are approachable. Like I said, we're not fucking security guards walking around with us or none of that.
And
So.
use resources. I think that's one thing that, as we were talking off camera, was a lot of people need to use resources.
Yeah.
If you know a buddy with a trailer, ask him if you can use a trailer. You know, ask him if you can give him $40 to rent.
Don't expect everything for free.
But
Time is money, knowledge is money, parts is money.
Yeah.
Everything costs money.
Right.
Everything isn't free. It's not. As much as you think, oh, well, he makes fucking all this money, or you don't make enough money, I don't give a fuck. Nothing is free in this world. It's nice to get things for free, whether it's knowledge or parts or whatever. Some people have it like that, but don't expect it. Don't expect someone to give you everything, knowledge or parts or whatever. Don't expect it. If you get it, hell yeah. If you don't get it, oh well, just move on and keep going with your life.
don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Like you said, people will ask you, DM you, ask you like, hey, what do you think about my setup? What do you suggest? And you tell them blah, 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 blah. And then they go and ask the other guy, and then they come back to you, go, oh, well, so-and-so said this. Okay, well, then go with that.
Yeah.
Because they don't realize you're actually taking time away from your car, because not only you're not no longer wrenching, now you're picking up your phone, doing this, and you're probably going to look up something too. You just took 10, 15 minutes of this dude's time that he could have been wrenching on his car and welding some shit up. So
And
don't take
ultimately,
it for granted.
I'm not gonna tell nobody something that I don't know. If I don't know something, I'm gonna tell you I don't know. If I can help you, let me go ask it. If not, I can't. I don't know. Then
Yeah.
try somebody else. Probably I can't help you. You know, but if I tell you something, it's not because I'm telling you.
Not because
To
you're done.
screw you
You're
up,
not trying to be
yeah,
a dick.
yeah,
But
yeah.
you're saying you're gonna give the knowledge to the best of your
Yeah,
knowledge,
yeah.
and you wouldn't do somebody you don't want like
Do somebody dirty.
that or you wouldn't advise something that you wouldn't do yourself
Right.
or haven't done yourself.
Right.
I think that's one thing that people need to understand too.
And the internet is a useful source. Like you don't have to ask about every. I understand there's a lot of bogus and bullshit, but if you read a few options,
I was
and
gonna
you
say,
realize,
you start with the internet and then ask questions after
that's what
your
I'm saying. Like
research.
that's what I'm saying. Do your research and then come to somebody like you or me or you or Chad or even Ryan or all these other guys. Go ask them and say, hey, what do you think about this? Is this true that you do this, this, and that? That's to start the groundwork and then move on to talking. When you see us in person, say, hey, the other day I was looking up and I'm trying to do this. What do you think about this? Is this true? And I'm like, oh, no, you don't do that. No, who told you that? I read it online. Yeah, no, do it this way, this way, this way. This is what I suggest. And this is what's working.
And remember to say thank you and be humble for their fucking time.
amen.
Because,
Preach.
wow.
Another thing is, too, is if you're sliding in the DM, don't just start with your question. Hey, what's this? And you don't know me from a fucking whatever.
No,
Hey, bro, how are you doing? I got a quick question for you.
do you mind if I ask you a question?
Yeah, some people are kind of rude like that, but come on, man, have some manners. You know, we are human beings. Not completely
Don't
average.
expect a message back at like 1 or 2 in the morning. I'm asleep probably, so don't fucking question me like 3 or 4 DMs asking me question mark. Like, bro, I'm asleep.
Phones
So now
ringing,
you're not
girls
getting a
like,
response.
Well, that green dot's on. You're fucking online. No, my girl's going through my phone.
That's the thing. Your phone's blowing up. You're sleeping. Your girl's like, what's
Yeah.
the phone?
Right? You don't get me beat up.
That's exactly what's happening.
So, with the future of this, is there anybody that you personally would like to see us interview, or anyone that you would want to learn from being on here, or you think could share knowledge on here with people?
I think Jason would be a good one. Jason Park. Yeah. He's a smart dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very smart.
He got a
He
long
actually.
history.
So I have a lot of his parts in my car, and he's one guy where I was able to hit up and be like, "Yo, I just want to confirm, is this how I install this before I install it?" Dude sent me like 20 messages on my a breakdown of how he did it, his pictures. He's like, "Bro, I don't want you to mess it up. You know, if you have any questions, call me." And when somebody like that takes that much time to help you out,
Especially how busy that dude
yeah,
is.
especially how busy.
I'm a little sour at that guy. He's on my shit list right now.
So when he took that time, sent me pictures, a whole write-up, and then the pictures were actually step by step on how he installed it. Yeah, that to me was like like the best customer.
See, I had the same feeling towards him until we actually reached out to him about coming on here. The day I messaged him, he goes, well, I'll get back to you because I'm a little busy, which, cool. I respect that. Very next day, fucker was on Downtime with Downstar. I was like, you son of a bitch. I don't give a fuck. Turn down Frank. Frank don't need your support. He's driving M4s and shit. He's a baller.
So,
no.
But like I said, he's been super cool, and I reached out to Jason a few times. Yeah. And he's actually helped me and advised me on a few things. So that's why.
He's a smart fucking dude. Yeah. I mean, people talk shit like about his car. Just for, you don't drive your own car, your car looks way different than everyone else. People don't realize that fucker took time to research how to build a car. The aerodynamics of that car is fucking crazy. The welding of that car is fucking crazy. The build and the management of that car is fucking crazy.
And that car does a lot of testing for his car before he releases it. So, and that's what people have to understand is what you saw this week may not be the same parts that you run next week because he's trying something. To see, So ultimately that,
And I'll tell you what, if I build a car like that, and I have someone like Ed to drive my car, I'm fucking that fool driving my car no matter what.
Yeah, I don't care what the time is. I have an OG Pioneer.
Huh?
Ed.
When?
Woke up on
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Ed.
But that's alright.
Whatever, he's old. Maybe he was drinking some fucking Ensure or something. Who knows?
Well,
if you guys
we know who's never gonna be.
No, Ed's a good dude.
But yeah, if you guys see anybody, I would say get Jason. I think that would be a dope video.
Well, there you go, Jason.
Get on here,
not
bro.
only did I reach out.
Here, bro. Or I'm selling all your shit.
Oh,
I'm buying somebody else's shit.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna
That's already on the
We both all could tell you. He said it himself. He's a baller. He can afford other people's shit.
Damn. Well, if he sells all that expensive SES shit, yeah. No, yeah, he's one person I actually reached out to. I felt the same way.
That's someone that we would like to get on here, for sure.
Or I think another cool would be Omid Bedrun. He's super cool. He showed me pictures. He's building a new car. So, yeah, it's coming along. He's showing me some pictures and stuff. And he's actually super smart too. Dude.
Yeah.
Businessman, super smart.
Yeah, there's one dude that I've been trying to get lean towards finding. Not a lot of people know who he is. He's an older guy. You might know who he is just because you've been around his Hoyce Holland.
The last time so familiar.
He had an EF hatchback, full tube chassis.
Black?
Yep.
Okay.
It was red, black.
Yeah.
But he drove for CBI, drove for Six Sigma, drove for JG, drove for all kinds of fucking STR.
Yeah. That would be a dope.
He's an older cat like Jason that he doesn't really race anymore, but I might let the cat out of the bag on a future episode, but he might start driving again for somebody.
Or for you, Sam, SP Garage. I don't know if you guys follow him.
I know who he is.
Yeah.
Get that guy on there. Fuck him and his hair. So,
Julian know that he said it.
he was an HCV guy, like HCV fanatic, so.
One thing real quick I want to talk about is because I'm not sure if they can hear the grinder in the back. We've been here for 4 hours. It's Saturday at 8:30. David, this goes to show the dedication and the time that it takes to make these cars go fast and do everything like you said. Getting off, starting work at 3 in the morning, working your shift, and then going straight back to the shop and working until 4 the next morning.
That shows how baller he is. They're working on his car while he's sitting there not doing shit.
But just the dedication that it takes, and it's Saturday. They've been here all day, I imagine, since
before I got here.
Yeah, and working nonstop. And that motor was out of the car. I just saw a little while ago. I saw it was in the car. Yeah. So they're working, and it takes hours like this that people need to learn that it takes to put in. So I just want to let people know that it really does take it. You're only going to be successful, I think, if you put in those hours.
Oh, and you have the right group.
Yeah, the right group of people. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. Like with a group of people, it's you can have. I don't like putting it this way, but you can have a certain amount of people that'll show up at your house and sit around and drink and smoke and bullshit and not touch your car, not talk about cars, just want to talk about this bitch that, or this car, this fucking boat, whatever.
Let's go to the bar.
Yeah.
Let's go drink after this. Hurry up.
Or you have that group of friends that comes over and only talks about future races, past races, the car you're working on, help you wrench on your car. there's a different group.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, like, where like you just
Who you
said,
surround yourself with.
yeah.
And like I said, like I've realized that in the last year of who I got to surround myself with, the same thing, because what you just said, sitting around the garage and drinking, smoking, and then like want to go out, want to go party, or they're talking about this, talking about that. But then now the people around me, they show up and they're like, yo, did you see that fucking battle whoop whoop? Did you see that this guy did this? You know, hey, what's up with, you know, Peck's car? Is he bringing it back out and all that?
Yeah,
You know, just
there's a time and a place.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm not saying don't go drink, don't go party, don't have a good time, but there's a time and a place.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna take my birthday weekend and go get fucked up. That's a totally different story than
By yourself?
every third. Hey, either way, I'm still getting fucked up. It's my birthday.
It looks like it. Keep talking shit about me.
You don't drink anyways. You drink fucking Modelo. What fun is that?
You drink White Claws?
Yeah. Ain't no laws when it's down with the clock.
Time to go. I'm Speaking of beer, it's almost that time now.
But, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I mean, you gotta know. It's almost like a priority thing. You know what I mean? You can't be drunk Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Whoa.
He needs meetings. But you know what I mean? It's one of those things where your car's your dedication, or drinking is your dedication. You know what I mean? Are you gonna go spend $100 on beer this week, or are you gonna spend $100 into your savings account for parts? Or
There's a time and place for
yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Especially not the day before the fucking track.
Or
Please.
at the track, if you're going that fast. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people drunk behind
It's
cars that shouldn't be.
I'd say it's one thing to take a shot to calm your nerves, or drink a beer to calm your nerves, or whatever. But when you're sitting there drinking all fucking day, grilling all day, that shit adds up more than you think it does.
Real quick, being at the track, you're around a lot of racers. Do you see a lot of people drinking while not necessarily like pounding fucking drinks, but having like a beer here between the lanes?
Yeah, I'm okay with. I'm cool with the drink.
Because sometimes, like, I've experienced where I'm like, yo, I'm in the middle, like, runs aren't going good and everything, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, fuck, pound a beer real quick, and then my nerves like just relax, cause I don't smoke. So it's like I drink and I take a beer, just pound a beer real quick. I'm like, all right, cool. Now I'm calmed down. Now I'm nervous. I haven't really ate all day. I've been up all night, all morning, and it kind of like gets you not like a buzz, but like a little rush, and it's like, okay, cool, calms you down, and it makes you driving a little bit easier. And it's like, man, I kind of want another one, but it's like, nope, racing. You know, and it's hard to prioritize that shit.
I even myself, I'll drink a beer or I'll take a shot or whatever. But I'm not sitting there pounding. I'm trying to get faded.
Yeah, you're not taking a whole bottle to the head and shit.
Yeah. On top of that,
I've seen people.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I mean. Is I've seen people get in cars where I'm like, bro, you alright? Like you already made it into your car.
See, and that's the crazy part. So I know a racer, and I don't even want to say. I don't know if I should put this out there.
Don't give him good.
This motherfucker, I swear to God, drove and raced better, shit-faced drunk than he ever did sober.
You know what? I know someone who's just like that. I'm not gonna put his name out there.
Right.
But
my thing is,
it's nuts. It's scary.
My thing is, if you get in a position where you're top end, your slick pops.
Yeah.
If you're drunk,
your
reaction time's
it's shit.
Oh yeah.
So how are you gonna handle that situation?
No, I'm just saying, but there's a lot of people that I know one person I can think of right here. When he's sober, he can't drive for shit.
That's how this fool is. This fool
sober,
can't even find a fucking gear sober.
Okay.
Like.
Enough about me. You found out my transmission has problems. All year, my car had no problems. The last 2 events I had transmission.
But here's the difference. The guy I'm talking about actually goes fast. He's a 9-second car.
No, I'm talking about fast too. But it's crazy that it does that. And it's like, yo, you drive faster, but that is not safe at all.
No.
At all.
But it comes down to the reaction time. That's what it is. The reaction. It's not so much you can function drive up and down the track.
It's judgment.
Yeah, what's gonna happen when a slip pops, or someone comes into your lane or whatever.
I mean, even like getting out of it and getting out of the groove and moving over, he might just fucking stick. I mean, 99% of the motherfuckers do it anyways. For the most part, you're supposed to pull over. Like, for instance, I watched World Cup Finals. Sonic broke and he pulled right over. The dude was like, "Thanks for doing that." Some of them just keep on going. You know what I mean? And it's like. That's when the belly pans and the rules and that shit. We can start talking about that if you want.
If people followed those rules, we wouldn't need belly pans for the most part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now that's an extra cost that people gotta
That's fucking expensive.
I think belly pans is a good.
But I think it's a good thing.
Is a good thing because it does save a lot of time on cleanup in a sense. Unless you go kaboom or you crash, then you're kind of shitting the bed on that aspect. You know?
As shitty as this is to say, I almost feel that belly pans would be good for anybody that touches the track. Because you have index people that just bring shit cars that leak more than the fucking big dogs do that break.
And they leak constantly. It's not like because they blew up. Them motherfuckers leaking old pans, trannies, everything.
Well, I know. I can speak of one from the last. Well, not the last race, but the race before that. Motherfucker didn't even have a dipstick in his fucking motor, and he drove the whole fucking thing and leaked oil all the way down that fucking track.
Yeah. I mean, it's like this. Like when I told you weren't there the first half of CMI, the last event. I was in there, and there's a VW guy.
I told you you're leaking.
Yeah,
I was standing right behind them.
And it was water. And I pop my hood and I go, find some oil leak in this car, please. I will pay you money to find an oil leak in this car. It's water. Well, that's why I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, it's because the car is cold. I don't know why it does it. I don't know how to stop it. It's done it.
Why are you worried about water anyways? You drive through a fucking burnout box, that's all water.
They even had the tech come up.
He came up to me and was like, and then later on, that dude broke, and I was like, no belly pan. Like, you leaked all over the track. And I wanted to go find him, but I was but it was like, he was giving me shit. I'm like, bro, it's just water. Pull the car back. Clearly seen, it was literally just water. You could see what I told him, like, no, it's coming from the exhaust. No, it's not. Bro, it's my car.
Yeah, I seen all that go down, and I seen when the tech guy even touched it.
And he's like, you're good. And then he still went up and whispered something in his ear, but dude set me on, so like, and then come back the rest of the day, not a single drop out the car. It's done it to me twice at the track. And I don't know why. Yeah. But it only does it when the car's like warming up. So I don't know why it does it, but it's just like that part is like, should I have had a belly pan? Do I need a belly pan? I honestly, me personally, the way I built my car, I don't think so. But what happens if I did blow up?
Yeah, but how the 90 other motherfuckers that don't do that shit?
I think a lot of
that don't have fucking oil pan gaskets or fucking whatever.
That don't, and that's what I was gonna talk about earlier too. Is maintenance on these cars. Getting the longevity of them is maintenance. So a lot of these people don't take care of the fucking car. They buy cheap shit. Buy cheap parts, buy cheap plugs, and it's like, dude.
And they expect it to do wonders.
Yeah, exactly.
It might work one time.
I love my Motorcraft plugs in my Honda.
It might work one time.
What? Yeah.
But you ain't gonna get it. It ain't gonna do it.
I spend $50 on plugs every event.
Yeah.
Change them morning up. And then, making sure my oil's topped off, change, make sure nothing's leaking. I'm doing all that prep before that because I don't want to blow up. And I want to have a good event because I don't want to spend, like you said, to go Drivers Nationals cost me roughly around $1,000. Yeah. You're spending about $1,000. I mean, imagine if I were to go to World Cup Finals. How much is it going to cost you to go to World? It's probably going to be double, almost triple that. Yeah. Just to get there.
Oh, you'll be probably $1,500 just in fuel.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And then to go there and use shit parts and there's some people that will probably do it.
You want to be cheap because you want to be cheap.
Yeah, because they want to be cheap. It's like, there's some things you don't keep on. Yeah. You know what I mean? And maintenance is
my mindset is if you're going to do something, you do it right first.
Yeah, right.
Because then in the long run, you're going to end up saving yourself.
That's like we said with like the diff. Like, if I would have saved up my money and not spent I went through 3 trannies before I saved up the money and bought a good diff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have had it a long time ago and eliminated it. But trial and error, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
Now I know. Do that.
Yeah.
Buy the right shit first. And I try to teach that to the young people and these people. Like, look, do it right first time. Yeah. You don't have to do it.
You're going to pay for it.
And that goes along with what we're kind of like, I guess we're closing this up a little bit, but it's like what we were talking about sitting down for a year and not racing. Yeah. You're making sure you're doing everything, right? So when you go to the track, you're not going to have those problems. You're going to dial it in, test and tune it, and then boom, 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 just start racing. I mean, like, look at Fatty.
It's just, he got his car down.
You think he ain't changing plugs and doing all this shit, probably in between runs, and spending money on that? Like, people don't understand that, and it goes back to the point of how bad you want it.
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
Well,
anything else?
We're gonna wrap it up at 2.5 hours.
After 2 takes.
Right.
Yeah, take two.
And
we didn't do that.
No, we need one.
Yeah.
Says we suck.
Anything else?
I ain't got nothing else.
You, sir?
No, I think we touched on a lot of good shit.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good one.
my IG or whatever.
Yeah,
everything will be
everything down below. We'll
Um,
put it right over his face. What's the best time your car did though? Your last car?
10:02, I believe.
Tell yeah, 10 O's, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna try to break that? You think you're gonna do it off the trailer?
oh, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Don't fucking jinx that.
We also need to wait. We also need to talk about Ryan's episode. He did not do 10 off the trailer.
And he didn't
Just
pay
to
up
sum,
either.
just to sum up that, he did not do 10 off
Or
the trailer.
pay up.
Or pay up.
Yeah, they made a bet on the episode. So
It was 10.99 off the trailer. Then when I got there and he didn't do it, it became 10.99 in the event. Then he didn't do it. Then it became 10.99 in the day because he did it in fun runs, and then he did it. So
he went 10.50, or no?
either 10.50 or 10.60.
Yeah, something like that.
Some
But
shit like that.
maybe he broke his PB.
Either way, he didn't.
If everything goes in gear, my second gear works.
Y'all need to.
My second
Stay
gear
away from
works.
me.
If you can figure out your transmission, let him know how to fix that
I
second
got
gear.
you, bro. I got you.
I sent it to his house. I'm like, I might come back with something built. You never know. Just close it up.
Yeah.
10-0. We're gonna try to shoot for 830s with the new car. Looking forward to see it build and keep going. Wish you the best, man. Thanks for coming on.
Great.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Thank you.